Hey, I'm Eric Reynolds of the Biscuits and Gravy Podcast, and welcome to the... Damn it. I'm not sold on this whole costume thing, dude. We don't even have to do a Halloween episode. I don't even know this is fucking air. I'm fucking pissed about this shit, dude. It's fucking hot in here. We got Mitch Stewart as our guest. The announcer for the Railyard Dawgs. It's a real guest. We're really going up in the world. It's like 800 degrees down here with these stupid fucking lights, and I gotta catch my breath, dude. I gotta get my breath, dude. Catch my goddamn breath, dude. What the fuck, dude? This will be the first time that we have a real goddamn guest on the podcast, and the want to do a goddamn costume episode. I don't understand what the whole fucking deal is with the costumes. It's not fucking funny. It's not a funny bit. Dude, it's fucking stupid.
What's the big deal? It's not that serious. Have you had a Miller yet? Take a deep breath. Big action.
Cheers.
To the pod. This goddamn American winning machine.
All right, let's go record a podcast. Good afternoon and welcome back to Clean Studios for the Biscuits and Gravy Podcast.
Yeah.
Your favorite weekly podcast. What are we? What are we really, Breezy?
Huh?
What are we? What do we call ourselves?
There's a word.
Nah,
I can't think of the word.
No. We're not a comedy podcast. We're not a music podcast.
Enchanting.
Your weekly enchanting experience.
Enchantment.
I am Eric Reynolds, joined as always by my good friend, colleague, advisor, lawyer,
Facts.
Brighton Douglas.
Howdy.
How are you doing, partner?
Well, working all day in the fields. Feels good to sit here and talk with you other soft-handed fellers.
For those of you listening at home, I'll paint the scene. Brighton is dressed as a cowboy.
Yep.
Looks dead ringer for the Marlboro Man. I myself am wearing a night costume. It looks something like if Aragorn had let himself go and had really gotten into watching porn and eating snacks. And over here to Breezy's left is a banana. How are you doing, banana?
Peeling, doing my thing.
Damn, he feeling, yo. It's the time of the month.
AKA Max K over there. Max, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm happy to be back in Virginia. I was out of town for a little while, so.
You were on a little trip, man.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Dude, tell us about your little journey.
Oh, I went up to Michigan. I'm originally from Detroit, and so all my family's up there, and I had a cousin getting married, so went up there, had a barnyard wedding, and it was pretty awesome.
Hell yeah.
I was talking about it earlier, open bar, that's always a plus. So yeah.
Kalamazoo.
It was a lot of fun. Kalamazoo.
Yeah, it's a city in Michigan.
What a part of the world.
Anywho, the mitt is what they call it, I believe.
Yeah.
the bear paw hole.
It was cool, man.
And to my right, I've got
Shout out Detroit.
our guest for the week, the illustrious Mitch Stewart,
Keep going.
wearer of many hats,
Talk to him.
former announcer for the Penn State Nittany Lions,
Oh, I thought he was going to... Yeah, keep going.
and current announcer for our very own Railyard Dawgs, champion Railyard Dawgs, who will be raising a banner next week and starting their season off. And we are so lucky to have him here in the studio.
Nice.
For anybody sitting at home, I'll describe him right now as he sits. He is the Tiger King. He has a very spooky Burger King crown on that he did have to pay for, and he has a very nice tiger T-shirt on that accentuates his body quite nicely. Mitch, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Yeah, one small fry later at Burger King. Probably haven't been there in about 3 years, but we had to do what we got to do. Free Joe Exotic all day, and just excited to be here, guys. Botetourt,
So
always.
that's
So-
all you bought was a small fry. You're like, I just need the crown, bro.
I went in there. I was like, hey, can I just snag a crown? Like, it's for a costume. Like,
Yeah.
didn't think they were going to give me a hard time at Burger King, but
And-
apparently they had those crowns on lockdown. They were a little worried about them just kind of giving them out willy-nilly. So
You're the
Home
only guy in the
one.
parking lot, the only guy in the building.
there were 2 people inside. Dave looked like Dave kept that Burger King on 460 open themselves. over the
No,
last
I'm
decade.
keeping the crown.
No, you have to pay for this. The king said so. Or it's not the same.
Or it's not the same.
Can you imagine? It's probably because of that TikTok.
The guy on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time I saw a guy in a Burger King crown, it ended up very nasty.
They gave too many of them out, and they were like, all right, people have got to.
Yeah, it was bad
Quality
publicity.
control.
Maybe that's why. Yeah, bad publicity.
Burger King, home of the 99-cent 10-piece nugget. I mean, that's. You know what that did to America?
Questionable.
You know what that did to America?
Yeah, that's the true Beyond Meat or whatever they.
I mean, I
whatever
was
they want you to eat.
I was beyond happy with with the quality myself.
I do think one of my college roommates only survived off of 99-cent chicken nuggets
That's all
our
you
junior
need.
year.
That's all you need.
It is a hell of a deal.
It's a terrifying diet.
That's
Yeah,
the Wee Man diet.
kind of.
Shout out Wee Man.
Yep, fudge rounds.
Fudge rounds and chicken nuggets. What a way to live.
It's delicious. Sounds like a great diet, man.
That's what I'm saying. Mitch, damn it, welcome to the podcast, dude. Fucking announcer for the Railyard Dawgs. Started off as running the illustrious Catawba Crazies page back in the day.
Shout out Lord Botetourt.
Got your first taste of running media.
Of being a troll online.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Media.
And now you're the announcer for the champion Railyard Dawgs. Dude, tell us a little bit about that journey.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I've always kind of wanted to do the same thing. I realized maybe earlier than some kids that grow up loving sports and playing sports that my mom was 5 foot, my dad was 5'8", and I wasn't going to the league anytime soon. I was pretty correct on that statement, so 1 for 1 on that. But no, I always just have loved talking about sports, wanted to be in it. That's part of the reason why, when we were in school together, I was all over that all the time, trying to find a way to get involved in the media side of it even then. And went to Penn State, had some awesome experience for sure. And the Railyard Dawgs ended up being kind of the first opportunity that presented itself to me professionally. And it was it was kind of a match made in heaven from then on to be here in the hometown. It's been really special.
Yeah, it's dope. For real.
Dude, it's just been incredible to watch you progress and have you come home and be part of the Roanoke Valley and be a huge part of the Dawgs' success, being the voice of that success. How does it feel to witness a moment like that, like winning a championship?
Yeah, I mean the call itself and everything, you kind of hope to have moments like that throughout your career as soon as you decide you want to do something like that. I think kind of the craziest part of it, and people that were maybe at that game or watched it, that they got to see was we were up 1-0 for the entirety of that third period. So it's a minute and a half left, a minute left. Like, you're starting to sweat a little bit. You're trying to think of like what you're going to do to set up a championship call. And then with 10 seconds left, they dagger us, tie the game. The whole, all the air inside the whole rink is sucked out. You can hear a pin drop. Everyone's kind of got that like, oh shit, look on their face, like what just happened. But no, I mean, by the time that they rolled kind of late into that intermission before the guys came back out, I was pretty certain they were going to get the job done. It's been cool to kind of see the 2 years since I've been there, since they came back from that dark COVID season, which Roanoke didn't play in. I've seen them in some spots where maybe I didn't feel as confident, and I've been confident in them some handful of times too. And my gut's typically pretty right. And that night, you just knew on home ice with what they'd gone through to get into that position, they were going to get it done. And that did happen. It was pretty special.
Really, truly, one of the iconic Roanoke moments with Mitch Stewart on the call, which trips me out because this guy is just, he's always been the voice of sports in Botetourt to me, just from back in the day at LB.
Even at Reed Mountain no cap. Like, I remember, like, we even had a small student section. And when I got there, because we're 2 years apart, I met you in 2011, like, basketball season. And, like, we had small student sections there. And so I remember you were, like, the one doing that, we are, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That one saying, like, going to win. I believe that we gonna win. I remember you leading that shit. Like, back then, you had to be 8th grade, 7th grade then. So then, even leading into high school, like, and then so on. The journey really
Leading
did
the
start all the way
He's,
back
he's
then.
really a decade into the game at this point. He's a decade in.
Over a decade in.
We did start going to games. I don't remember if it was 7th or 8th grade year. But we'd go to like volleyball games, especially back then. Like we lived in the neighborhood with like a lot of like the volleyball players and stuff. So we like grew up with them. And I remember like we went to Northside. I guess that was like their big rival. We were like 12 or 13. So our moms were taking us. And you could imagine the group that I was with. I mean, it's Sam Ring, Pierce Plankin, I think Cooper Johnson's there. I mean, a bunch of real goons.
Yeah.
And so you know, your grandmas and granddads that are in the crowd for your typical Reed Mountain Northside volleyball game were a bit perturbed that evening at what was transpiring at Northside Middle School from these kids from Reed Mountain. But we made like a flag. I think I like gave it to Cooper or something when we went to 9th grade at LB. But yeah, I guess that was kind of like officially the start before even LB or anything like that. We would just go and be, I mean, complete hooligans at those games.
All the way to now.
Hell yeah.
That's cool.
That's incredible, man.
What are
Really?
we? So opening night is next Friday, right?
Yeah, opening night is next Friday. That's going to be pretty cool because we're fortunate. We bring back a good core from last year's squad. A lot of them were even there the year before my first year with the team. But some of the guys that retired or moved on different jobs, whatever it might be, they're going to be in town. A lot of people's families going to be in town to see that go up. It'll be cool to kind of have that with the fans. I'm more excited for Wednesday. Wednesday's our team dinner that we're having with all the current guys, all the ex guys. Our ownership will be in town by then. We'll get our rings that night.
Hey, there we go.
That's something that I'm definitely looking forward to. It should be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean it's been pretty wild just kind of to see what it was from my first year to now. And I mean now you've got expectations. A lot of people coming back, they just want it. And I think we're just trying to keep that trend rolling, man.
Evie is the head that wears the
Burger King crown.
right.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Oh man, Railyard Dawgs, baby. We're big fans.
The Railyard Dawgs. I like that.
I think hockey's great.
Dope name.
I don't really understand a lot of the nuances of it. Because we are from the South, and I don't even know where's the nearest hockey rink other than the Berglund Center.
They got one in Lancerlot, and I think they may have some synthetic ice over at like Spectrum or something. Like not like actual ice playing or anything.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, I
like-
forgot they play a league. I know a buddy that plays in the league over
Yeah.
at Lancerlot.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we have here, and then after that, you have to go probably to Liberty.
To
LaHaye.
Liberty.
yeah.
So,
Wow.
Yeah,
So yeah, not like a big presence in the area.
No.
So it was kind of wild when they brought hockey to Roanoke. Like do you know anything about how that happened?
yeah. So I mean, I remember, and I'm a couple years older than you, only a year older than you guys, but obviously the Express around like when we were kids, like I think they left like 04, and then there was one very unsuccessful team for a year here that had some issues with ownership, kind of things of that nature. It just wasn't the ideal situation. They went from the Express, who they literally were a founding member of the ECHL, the AA league that has NHL affiliations with every single team.
Oh shit.
So it went from being a founding member of that league to then they just kind of ushered in a new team. And from 05 or 06 on, I think it was spring 05 is when the Vipers left. There was nothing here when, from that point on, growing up, for us to kind of watch. I think they had youth hockey still. I think they still called them the Express, even though the
Yeah, I think
Express
so.
were like
I think I
long
remember
gone.
that.
Yeah.
I think Bryson Sanchez played on
Yeah,
like
I was
Junior
gonna say.
Express growing up. So, but I mean, it's kind of like what you were saying. It wasn't a huge influence, I don't think, on many of us because you lose those opportunities to go as a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old, and like be like, I want to do that. I want to be out there, because you're not really thinking of it when you got all these other sports you can play as a kid. So when they brought back the franchise, I know that was a really big focus for our ownership group. They're all ex-NHL, the three McGinn brothers. So I think they kind of know what it takes to have an influence over a successful youth program because they've gone through it and gone to the highest level. And I think that, that obviously maybe isn't the goal, that they want these guys and girls to be competitive and so on and so forth. But at the same time, they know how to have fun. They know how to make it fun for them. So they've been involved with that for sure. Our head coach has been too. And I mean, we've seen a lot of kids just over this summer going to learn to play, where they're out there with like the little walkers on
Right. You learn how to skate.
Learn how to skate,
Yeah.
and then they're getting the stick and everything else, learning the rules, and I mean it for someone who wasn't super into hockey growing up. I mean, I didn't really start watching until college, and getting into it then. It just kind of worked out that my first job was here. It's been really cool to kind of see it come full circle a little bit, where I can barely remember Express games growing up, and now we're gonna have kids that they're diehard Dogs fans from when they're old enough to remember going to a game.
Thoroughly.
And, maybe through when they're, going through high school and then going out to the real world themselves. So,
Right.
yeah, been fun.
That's cool. Some lifelong fans now, not just new guys like us.
We're trying.
We're new to it. Yeah, you'll have people that
Yeah.
come up. That's dope. That's amazing.
And I think that's the cool thing too, is even if you don't know a whole heck of a lot about hockey or not much at all.
Still fun.
Oh, the entertainment value
it.
is there.
That's
That's the whole name of the game in minor league sports, because, we may see some guys go up a level or even 2 leagues. There's only been one guy from our league that ever started in our league and went to the NHL.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different from like Salem with the Red Sox going up to Boston.
Right.
That's a bit more of a
Hey, baseball's
pipeline.
it's a little different.
But yeah, I mean it is there like for the community.
Right.
For there to be a hockey influence for the youth programs, for there to be a fun outlet for people on a Friday or Saturday night.
Right.
And it's it's only growing here. It's only getting more successful. So I would encourage anyone who hasn't been to a game, check it out.
Game.
I mean, there's a bunch of goofy promos. Like, there's a bunch of fun things that, like, even if you maybe aren't going to be like diehard buying merch, everything, like, I think you're going to enjoy
your
the 3
experience.
hours you spend with us for sure.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Max, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I got a question. Where does the name Railyard Dawgs come from? Is that because we got a lot of trains or something, or what is that?
We love trains around here.
No, Roanoke
Big
does
train
have
town.
we used to be very popular for like exporting and stuff because of the train yards that run right through and up and down the country and stuff.
Well, I mean, you
But-
hit it right on the head.
Is that what it
You did
is?
it,
Yeah,
man.
that's right what it is. So, I mean, obviously, Norfolk
Dogs.
Southern used to have like a very huge presence in this area. The 611 train, like, Club 611 downstairs at Berkland Center,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like a little private club. Like, it's named after that. So I think it was kind of trying to, pay homage
Okay.
to that kind of history with it. Obviously, we have some other things that are kind of incorporated with, like, our third logo is the Mill Mountain Star, with
right.
Roanoke over it.
So
So,
cool.
yeah, I think that was kind of what they were hoping to do, instead of just being, Bulldogs or Dogs or something. It was like, okay,
You got to just stick a dog in there.
The Railyard
the train
Dawgs.
conductor hat. He looks badass though.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he
Our
does.
color
These are these
combos,
tough.
everything is dope.
Everything's perfect.
And now that you bring
I
up the whole
really-
train thing, which to me in my brain, I'm like, oh yeah, that shit's obvious. Now I'm thinking about it. Roanoke Hockey's always been, it was called the Express, but the logo was the train.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
damn! I didn't
Yeah.
think about
Yeah,
that.
It was a train.
So
It was
it's like
always been trains.
been to do with
It's
the
been
railroad
trains
because it's such a
around
big
here.
deal. So that's dope. That's
Yeah,
dope.
I'll give you another connection on top of that. The mascot for the Express, it wasn't like like Purdue Pete, like Boilermaker. Like,
Gotcha,
It
okay.
wasn't just a big train as a person like Thomas the Tank Engine, super terrifying, or anything like that. It was a dog.
I was just about to ask.
So,
I'm like,
yeah,
of course.
Loco,
Okay.
Loco. It was a
A
bulldog. So they had like 3 logos
Huh.
when they were here, and the middle logo that they chose like actually had Loco like in the logo.
Now
So,
we're here.
Combination of all of them.
That's cool. That's
That's-
so dope.
That's really well thought out. We
I,
love.
I don't know. Like, I mean, it had to have been planned, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
no.
above.
There's
my
no
pay
way that's
grade.
a
Like, it's
coincidence.
before I was there,
but I
but,
love
like,
it. But
There's
I love
like
it.
people that do that, and they're like, They're smart about it. You know?
Yeah,
People
way
pay
smarter
them
than me.
to do
Like
it.
I didn't even really think about
No,
that.
have you ever
until he
thought
brought
about
it
like
up.
no, some of these like
I've worked for a team.
some of these corporate ad campaigns that they pay millions of dollars for like the fucking lamest slogans, dude. And there's one Pepsi one where it's like I don't know. I don't even know which one I'm talking about, but it's got like all this math and shit, and it's like, yeah, the Pepsi logo is all about like fluidity and motion and shit. And it's like 30 pages worth of bullshit.
Your brain literally hurts like after singing. You're like,
Yeah, I'm
do
like,
they want me to drink
what the fuck is this? It's not even about Pepsi anymore. It's about
They stole the yin and the yang or whatever.
Yeah,
That's all they did.
It's exactly.
Big conspiracy. We're coming
They
for
ripped
you,
it.
Pepsi.
They ripped it.
It's a Coke podcast.
I think we already established that, right?
I don't know. Wait, Coke as in the drink or Coke as in the fun stuff?
What? No. No.
Oh,
No.
The
Coke
drink.
is in the
the
drink.
drink. It's a joke.
Coke is in the drink, Breezy.
Oh,
You cocaine cowboy.
fact.
Yeah, this is the guy that flew the planes from fucking Nicaragua over the border and kicked the bales of cocaine out of the door in the plane. He was a smuggler.
Can't prove that.
Yeah, that's what you look like.
Really?
Yeah, you look like a damn rattlesnake, Breezy.
I can see it.
Texas rattlesnake. Austin 316.
Oh,
What were we talking about? Hockey. I want to bring up the.
I like the
we didn't talk
fights.
about. Yeah, thank you. So,
I like the fights.
You brought
That's
up
what
the
I was
fans,
getting.
bro. Roanoke, if you go to a game, is I don't know. You go to the away game, so you see the other towns. I swear to God, we got the most hostile fans in the league. We are
Yeah, we do.
nuts, bro.
We do.
Every time I go, I'm like, I'm gonna go here and have a good
I
time.
had to
I'm
take
gonna chill.
part. I had to
no,
take part.
Yeah, I get into it because everybody else is just
Everybody
so
else is
crazy.
yelling,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm gonna start
I
yelling
love
at the
it.
other team too.
I love that energy.
Yeah, I just pick a player and I just scream at him for
You have to.
Fuck you!
Yeah, I have to antagonize him.
literally
Yeah.
Fuck you!
for 3 hours.
Yeah, straight. They don't let
The
up.
Roanoke fans are crazy.
And the dogs like to fight too.
Yeah.
We've got
Not afraid
some,
to throw the gloves down.
and I don't
love
see
it.
him lose.
No, and I love that the culture in this sport is not, oh my God, break it up. It's let the sons of bitches fight until somebody knocks somebody to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the refs are like, okay. And even the players respect it. They're like, good scrap.
It's part of the game. Yeah.
I mean,
part
that's,
of the game.
I can't even imagine from a youth level, like, like look at
just
11-year-old
wrong.
kids are like
I don't think
throwing
they-
down the gloves over like which girl gave him a hug in the hall.
I don't think they let you fight till like juniors, like as far as like let you go.
Yeah.
And by then, I mean, I think the junior age starts at like 16,
Oh,
something like that.
So they let the testy young bucks start to
Oh yeah.
So you-
beat up on each other.
Hormone crazy. you
Yeah,
know,
just
some,
fucking fighting.
just some
You seen the mullets on those kids, dude? These Midwest fucking.
full greasy face and hair, just like guy named
Oh,
Chet
oh,
from like
man, eh, these Midwestern.
some middle of nowhere town in Minnesota.
I'm from
and-
Minnesota.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
from Minnetonka, Minnesota. My dad is 6'8". My mom is probably 6'6". And
They're just
yeah,
corn fed.
basically what I do is I play hockey, and yeah, that's all I do. And I've got a mullet, and it's so cool.
They are
Damn.
terrifying.
just
And like,
made a lot of
that's
crazy,
exactly
dude.
how they are. I mean, that's pretty good.
They live off of like I live off of like mayonnaise, and I love a good Tim Hortons. I'll go to Tim Hortons and I'll get a maple log from Tim Hortons.
We did have a guy from Ontario first year that was like, "There's not a Tim Hortons like
There's not a Tim Hortons
south
anywhere
of
near
Pennsylvania." And I'm like, "Yeah." We're like, "Where the hell do you think? You ever heard of Bojangles, bud? Like, figure it out."
Where am I
Like,
supposed to
new
get my
place.
coffee from?
Do some research.
Where am I supposed to get my coffee from, Fred?
But no, I know
He's out of his mind.
I know you were bringing up just the fan base and the fighting. The fans, I mean, there's a podcast. I'll give him a quick shout out. James Hayes does the Inside the SPHL podcast. Does a great job. I've hopped on there before. Some of our guys have. But on like 2 out of 3 podcasts that he interviewed players last spring, and this was last year, we had basically about a 30% jump in average attendance per game. I almost went up from about 3,600 to 4,500.
Those numbers don't
In
lie.
one off season.
Those numbers do not lie.
As that was the year after we first, made the finals for the first time, my first year there, and both of them were asked like, "Where's your favorite place to play?" Like on the road, and then both of them, without even like trying to diss their fan base or whatever, were just like, Roanoke's the best place to play at in the league because they're like, it's a zoo. Like the
Yes.
people are absolutely insane there. And
Yes.
I think that kind of goes maybe to, the community was hockey starved for a long time. The Express, like, I don't think they failed from an attendance standpoint. There were a couple years in there where, like in the 90s, they were averaging like 5,500 fans, which is like nuts. We would love to be at that point someday ourselves. So it wasn't like hockey hasn't, had some sort of history here in the Valley and some sort of support, even if the sport wasn't, huge outside of, maybe a minor league team. But I mean, it's crazy. Some of the things that I've heard, some of the things I've seen from just my broadcast booth, and like you're trying to watch the game, but maybe there's a stoppage and you're seeing them go back and forth in the penalty box with some fan. And
Oh man.
I mean, you can hear our players talk about it often too. Like it's an environment that they love to play in. I mean,
you hate to be there, but if you're the guys
That's it.
you're the hometown team, oh man, they treat those guys like gold.
Noise,
like
dude.
royalty.
Yeah,
they
noise.
will ride for you.
Oh my god,
like,
the
at all
fans!
times.
They're lucky that the hockey has the little barrier, dude.
Yeah,
Our fans
yeah.
would just run on the ice and fight. I swear to God, they would.
Yeah, we've had
love
some wild situations happen for sure, but
They're
People
crazy.
throwing stuff on the ice.
I've
People getting into it.
I've been, everywhere else in the league, and there's two places that on an average amount will have a few more butts and seats than us per game, but it's nowhere near as loud as Berglund.
They're just kinda
that's
there.
unbiased, like, and I think also it helps, like, it's kind of like how they talk about like Seattle's 12th man or whatever for the NFL, like the design of the stadium literally like kind of like boxes the sound in, and it makes like
it's just coming right
Berglund's
at
just
you.
built straight up. It's super steep in there. Like my spot, it's probably like the best view I'd say in the league because I'm up really high, but I'm almost straight out over the ice. So it's a very unique view compared to a lot of the places we go. But the fans are insane. We've always got a few fighters. We got a few this year that are going to make it super, super damn fun. And the thing is too is we're bringing back that core. So you got the skill. It's like the old saying goes, like, run it up and then fill them in. So you're running up the score and then you're filling them in when they need to be taken care of. So
That's it.
I think that's kind of the strategy they've got this year. That's what the roster's going to look like.
That's awesome.
Who's our goon?
Ooh, that's actually a tough question.
Who's our goon?
Got
Drop
a couple
names.
of them, I guess.
Drop
Well,
names.
So who we have in camp right now, there's probably four guys that could fit this mold. I would say there's a difference between an enforcer and a goon.
Yeah.
I think all of these guys would qualify as enforcers.
Right.
The one that we had from last year, he's currently in the ECHL in a camp in Reading in PA. Spencer Kennedy, he was 6'6". He came to us halfway through the year last year as a rookie. He was the second youngest guy on the team, 22. And like he's so damn big, and he's been fighting his whole career.
Yes.
Of course, like
Skates.
Big
he comes
boy.
in, and hockey's a
6'6"
weird sport.
moving.
So 22 is young.
Yeah.
Typically,
yeah.
if you're a freshman and like a D1 or a D3, you've been playing juniors till you're 20.
Yeah.
So you're like a 20 or 21-year-old freshman.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So 22 in pros is pretty young, and he's taken all the heavyweights in the league want him because A, he runs his mouth, and B, is a big enough guy. He's 6'6".
Oh, yeah, you want to
They know
that.
his track record. So, I mean, last year he played like 19 games. He averaged like over 5 penalty minutes a game. You get 5 penalty minutes for a
Yes.
fight. So he was already averaging I think he had 9 fights in 19 games.
Wow.
Something like that. I mean, just put
That's
in
a
work.
DAWG dog.
So he's not here right now. We got a new signing, a guy that played in the FPHL, the league below us last year, who had 224 penalty minutes.
Yes, sir.
That is what we would say in the industry, a shit ton. And he's in the ECHR now in a camp. He could come back in this next week before opening night. And then we have the Bash Brothers 2.0. One of them is a returning dog who's played here in the past, Sean Leonard. Spent a lot of time in the ECHL the last 2 years, but his track record's very well known throughout the league. And his twin brother, Steven, has played in the league since they've both been in it. They used to play on the same team in the FPHL, but when they got to the SPHL 2 years ago, they've been on separate teams, but not anymore. They've teamed up. So we got the Bash Brothers 2.0. They're in town. They're on the team right now.
Nice.
We'd love to see that. Both of those guys not only can throw, but want to throw.
Want to throw the hands.
But they could both bring skill. They both played a league up from the SPHL last year for the whole second half of the season. Sean left us in February, I think, and Steven was right around that same time leaving Pensacola at one of the other teams in our league. And so they've got great experience at other things other than just kind of serving that role, which I think, when you're putting together a roster in this league, it's not like the NHL where you've got 4 forward lines. You got 3. So you need your guys that can scrap to be able to actually play a little bit too. And
for sure.
I think
Play
all
a little
4
bit
of
of
those
hockey.
guys can fill both the enforcer role, but also put up some numbers too.
Nice.
Any Russians on the team?
We do not have any Russians this year.
No
I think
skis.
we've got.
No Ruskis.
I think we've got 2 European-born players.
Whoa.
One's in a camp right now in the ECHL. He's from Riga, Latvia. Dom Arsenkevics. He was on the team last year and probably one of the fastest players, if not the fastest player in the league. That's why he's getting a call up.
Oh, wow.
He was only 21 last year. I mean, he was
Okay, so another
Oh,
really
and
and he
another
looked like
young
he was
guy.
17. I mean, it was
kid.
kind of wild. So
But he's got that. He's got
He's
talent.
speed, quickness.
he's tenacious too. I mean, he's
Love it.
maybe my height, probably lighter than me, soaking wet still, and like doesn't take anything from anybody.
Yeah.
So you got him, and then we have a new guy this year. He actually plays on the Hungarian national team, Bruno Kreis.
Really?
Whoa.
So
how does
from
that work?
Budapest.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Budapest
I mean,
hungry.
I guess when I don't know if he's on the active roster. I know he's been with their senior team.
Wow.
He was, I think, on their U17 and U18 teams. He was like either a captain or an assistant captain. So he's been involved with their national program for as long as probably he's been playing hockey. But he's from
That's awesome.
Budapest, and
That's really
his,
cool.
his sister's a freshman at Minnesota. So I think he just decided like,
Minnesota.
fuck it, I'm gonna play stateside this year. So
That's so cool.
Give North America a try. So
And he ended up on the Dogs of all teams.
Oh man, I
Right.
mean,
On the
ready
Railyard
to repeat.
Dawgs.
well, we
Ready to
keep getting on
repeat.
those viral videos for like craziest mascots or craziest like team names. So I guess he was just hip to us all the way
Yeah,
on.
that's true.
That's
our,
That's
crazy.
cool though. Hey, that stuff pays off.
Love that.
Our head
Yeah.
coach is a tank recruiter too. So
Yeah,
I imagine
apparently,
if
I
he
mean,
wanted to come to this league, I imagine Dan was in
Gets
the know.
dudes.
So
Brought him in.
So I saw this, and I don't know what the fact is. I saw this on like Instagram or something. Do we have a hometown guy on the team now?
We do.
Yeah, Botetourt boy.
Pride of Colonial Elementary.
I remember.
Oh, hell yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. So
Norwinski.
Alex Norwinski is
Yes.
he's in camp. He played at
Nice.
Liberty, which Liberty's got a pretty good club team going on. I mean, a lot of people I think when you hear club sports compared to like, NCAA, you just kind of maybe have an initial reaction or impression, but hockey's so different because you got to think there's only about 50 Division I programs, and that's
I didn't
still
even know
that
that.
few?
I didn't know that.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
That's crazy.
and there's no D2, and then it goes straight to Division III. So
wow.
Okay.
you got a lot of Division III guys that end up, in AAA and the AHL because
makes sense,
there's only so many positions in college hockey up for grabs year to year. So we see a lot of great talent. Alex was playing ACHA Division I in Liberty. They're putting 3,000 people in the stands, 4,000 people in the stands for club hockey at Liberty.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Okay.
yeah, they've had a lot of success there.
Lynchburg, huh?
I think he would be the first. I think he would be the first ex-Liberty player to make the team that wasn't like an emergency backup goalie, one of those kind of random situations. I think he would be the first to like make the roster as like a skater from the jump, actually get signed. So he's been doing really well, man. I mean, he was a year older than me. We grew up playing sports together. I was joking with him the other day. I was like, Alex Norwinski, pride of the Blue Ridge Bombers. That was a baseball team from when we were like 10 years old. And like caught him so off guard with it. He was like, oh yeah. He's like, I forgot that like we played sports. Like we knew like of each other growing up, and we talked every now and then just through sports. But I guess he kind of just forgot that like
Yeah, I mean,
I knew that he played on that team.
stuff
So
gets away from you.
oh yeah, well I think he was
That's
on that
it.
team with like Jared and Bradley.
Yeah, yeah,
couple
yeah.
of the old boys. Chance.
I have
Henry.
memories of playing you on the Nuggets. You were on the
Oh
Nuggets?
dude.
I don't remember
Shout
which
out
team
head
we
coach
were.
John Brad. He
Oh,
ran
yes.
a program over.
Oh,
at-
boy,
at
did he.
Cloverdale.
A program.
What team?
What a
I can't
legend.
remember what team we were on when we played you as the Nuggets. I just remember
A
playing in
team
Reed
that
Mountain
probably
Gym.
beat us. We were
Oh.
terrible.
Yeah, no, those are memories lost to time.
Yeah, we didn't.
The good old days.
We didn't have a lot of
Were you,
guys.
were you in that? Were you in the gym when Ike Carageorge's dad got kicked out?
Oh my gosh, dude!
Were you at that game?
So I think
I feel like you were on that team. No.
Ike. I can't remember if Ike played on the Nuggets or not, but like Ike and I played on a few different teams together growing up, and then some of them we didn't. Now Vasilia and Katie, my sister,
Yeah.
And his sister, they played on some teams, and so I mean obviously we know the Carrot George Trevor. We used to go to
Yeah.
every banquet for every team that I was ever on was like Veranda Bistro. You
Yeah.
know, had to go get some
Hell yeah, that was a good
baklava.
Oh, shout out Veranda Bistro.
Shout
It was
out
a great
Irene.
restaurant.
Was a great restaurant.
Yeah, she stole these catering. Thank goodness. 'Cause
Thank
she's a
goodness,
hell of a
because
cook.
that food was always incredible.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah, but
Yeah, a
I
random
don't,
spot.
I don't know if I was there to see
I just
Chris
remember
Carrot
that
George
game.
kicked out the gym.
It was LB Auxiliary Gym.
Oh,
Dana Reynolds was, I mean, he was in his bag. He was, I mean, he's being as obnoxious as he could be. And, both coaches stirred up. Finally, Mr. Carrot George, pushed it too far and the ref kicked him out. And God bless him, he stayed right there in the doorway window and the ref had to stop the game. And walked over and was like, "Hey, you got to go out to your car, man."
it's like the manager that gets ejected and like comes back with a disguise or
Yeah,
something.
it was
He's just, like,
literally
standing in the shadows, like watching his like what was this,
Yeah.
like 12, 13-year-old?
Oh my God, it was incredible. And
Rec sports are no joke. For
we
some
might have ended
people.
up losing that one too. To be
unreal.
honest with you, if I can remember correctly, I think they had Dante Augusto, who we just had no answer for. I mean, I was
All limbs.
How the fuck was I gonna guard his ass?
He was probably
dude?
still. I mean, if this was like middle school rec, then he probably still walked
Yeah.
like a baby gazelle.
Yeah, he was. It was
Like
still
he was
fucking 6
growing.
inches taller
He was
than
growing faster than his
Yeah.
like entire
Yeah, super tall.
another
you know,
guy that'll.
biological system couldn't keep up.
Oh no,
He had no
yeah.
idea what to do.
He'll be on the podcast soon too. We
Let's
need to
go.
get him booked actually as well.
Yeah. Shout out
he is
NB.
booked.
NMB Don. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Wait, what date do we have on that one?
He's the 7th.
7th, I believe. Yeah.
November 7th.
Excellent.
Shout out him recovering well, by the way.
No,
too.
that's-
He had
yeah,
some
that's
scary
sick.
stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
doing great.
Yes. Like it is. I think it's a blessing how quick he's bounced back.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
testament to how strong he is.
Coming
You know,
back from a fatal accident to beat making and rapping, but that's a
what I'm
game
saying.
line.
That's what I'm saying.
He's walking,
He
man.
killed it at the live show. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got bars, dude. His shit is funny as hell, man.
Yeah.
His shit has me cackling, actually.
Yeah, he does. He does have some really funny ass bars. 'Cause there's like a lot all at once, and then sometimes you just like hear a specific one that's mad funny. You just geek out for a second.
Dude,
He's
love
got a lot,
Dante,
though.
man.
He had this one song he played for me. I think it came out maybe back like in July. And he's like, yeah, there's like 19 sports references in this song. I'm like, 19?
19?
Yeah. The
Can
whole
you find
thing
them
is
all?
like sports references. He was like hitting NASCAR for a little while,
Dude.
and then he was hitting UFC and stuff like that. He hits a tons of.
He's
tons of-
insane,
Every
dude.
song's like a 5,000 word essay,
Yeah.
man. That guy is just
Yeah.
spitting words out. I'm
man.
like, how the fuck
Dude.
is he doing
He's the
this?
We were in a creative writing class together with Mr. Ingram. Shout out
He's
Mr.
fucking
Ingram.
Oh.
figured it out.
I took creative writing up through like creative writing 4.
Yeah.
Because many times
As
they
many
let you
times
take
they
it.
let you take it, yeah. I just got to take it once. It was me and Dante in that class. And we had a damn blast. He always reminds me of that shit when I see him. But it's just crazy that he started there, just to see the stuff he was doing then and to see how it turned into like some pretty fucking funny ass bars.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking nice with it, dude. All due respect.
It's funny where me and his relationship came from, because like before I just knew him at the back, and he was like this big ass dude that would just fucking destroy everyone on
Yeah.
the court. And so
Yeah.
when like he started hitting me up to come through to the studio, it was just I don't know, it was almost like intimidating. I was like, this guy used to just ball the fuck up on me.
Like
And that's
dunking
like
on you.
That's
yeah.
like the most that we knew about each other was just
Yeah.
like that brief like playing basketball, and
Yeah.
then yeah. But it's cool to be working with him. And he hadn't even been rapping for like a whole year
No, he's
Yeah.
new,
now,
he's new.
and he's got some good rhyme schemes, and he understands like flow and stuff. So he's also wanting to get into some new stuff. He been doing like that
Yeah.
Babytron type
Yeah.
flow.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's why
everything.
I like
But
that he's
he's
branched out to a couple
He's been
different.
talking about doing
yeah.
some new stuff. We gonna hit down with a bunch of
Love
different
that.
subgenres in rap.
Clean Studios.
Hey, shout out Clean
Clean
Studios. Whoever
Studios.
runs that
Versatile.
shit is cool.
Clean Studios, where you can go to make your dreams come true. Hit up Max Klimzak or the Clean Studios page on Instagram to find out more.
Hey,
Was that sponsored?
let's go.
That was a
Bananas.
silly
It's-
ad read.
That's not silly at all, you son of a
That was a
bitch.
sultry voice.
Sounded silly.
That's my radio voice.
Oh,
You sound like you're
Tonight.
playing like 70s funk
Oh baby.
at like 9 p.m. to like try and make our
Yeah.
parents go wild.
Oh, baby. Welcome to Big Otter's Jazz Funk Extravaganza. This is WSEX Sex Radio, baby. And we're coming all night long through your speakers. Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
playing the hits
sleeping
tonight,
over at your
baby.
buddy's house that night.
We're playing hits tonight, baby. We're making love in the studio.
Making love.
Clean studios. But we're going to make it dirty tonight, baby. Tune in.
Nasty ass naked studios.
Nasty butt naked studios. You can get your picture taken butt ass naked.
Damn.
Speaking of the pictures, man, those turned out fucking incredible. Let's do a little lane switch.
Speaking of them actual pictures.
Speaking of them pictures, Max, how about you talk about how you're expanding your horizons by adding more facets to your business?
Nah, I'm good. No, I'm playing. Yeah, Clean Studios. We recently opened up a second side of the studio, and we got photography, or it's a photography and videography space. And so we're connected with a couple photographers and videographers in the city. And so if you want and you're looking for one, we can link you up with them, and then you can book studio time to come get a photo shoot done. Or, you know, if you got a merch line and you want to do some modeling for some clothes or bring models in and hire a photographer, you can do that. You can come shoot an album cover, anything like that, man. It's a full mirror, Bluetooth speaker. We marijuana friendly. So yeah, you can come in and chill.
dope.
And yeah, it's great. 35 an hour.
I will
Book
say,
with us today.
yeah, I will say, and because this is the unbiased take here, because these, you know, I mean, he this is his spot, and these guys have been in here, but no, I mean,
You're not gonna diss me to my face. What
Clean
the fuck?
Studios
Dude, that should be on my
is
back.
a absolutely sick setup. So I don't know whether you're working with Max, whether you just want to come be like a groupie and you know, bring him a gift so that you can come hang out with him or something. I don't know how it works with him. But you have to, his people get in touch with your people. No, it's a super sick setup that he's got going on over here. Like, I know you've been busting your tail like to get this rolling. So I knew it was gonna be all that it is, but like, so when I walked in, I was just like, damn, he really working in here like this.
That's
like,
what I'm saying, dude.
It's the real
an operation.
deal.
It's an
The cage.
operation.
Yeah, it's
The
the real
real
deal
Dungeon of rap.
over here at Clean Studios.
Yeah. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
And we are eternally grateful to our banana shaped friend over there.
Keep it peeling.
He keeps it yellow. He keeps it mellow. He's a real swell fellow, Max Klimzak,
Motherfucking yellow.
aka Clean. Please go check out How High.
Hey. The 2-pack
The
out
2-pack.
now. The 2-pack and Rolling Stone. How High got Marco Plus on it. Upcoming rapper from Atlanta.
Okay.
Just dropped his album called Joints.
Joints.
He's a pretty cool guy. And yeah, 2 singles. They good for smoking weed. And they good for just chillaxing, man.
So are you a cannabis consumer is what I'm hearing?
Yes, I inject cannabis on the daily.
They're good to get peeled to.
The boofs it right up the tailpipe.
Right up the tailpipe?
Yeah.
So Max, if it's how high is how high?
How high
is too high?
How high?
How high is too high?
Yeah.
How high?
I don't know, bro. If you smoke weed and you are like starting to take your clothes off, you're probably way too high.
That's when it starts to get real.
Yeah.
You start getting kind of touchy-feely.
You
I
get
feel like-
flushed. You get flushed.
If
Yeah?
you're like
Yeah, you get a little hot.
Is that your experience?
You get a little red.
It's like the
I don't know what the
sweats.
too high is.
People get a little red.
That's ripping a dab. You rip a big dab, then your fucking head gets hot. It feels like it's like swelling. I don't know if you ever.
That's outer space,
yeah,
man.
you
That's
definitely
outer
ripped it
space.
big.
That's outer
Definitely
space.
He's like, I don't know if you know. You know who you're talking to? over
That's
there?
outer space.
Yo,
man.
this one time
I
I
don't
hit
know
a
nothing
dab,
about none of that.
and
never mind.
I was like, you guys know him. I'm gonna name drop him. You can bleep him out though, but I went over to his house and I was hitting
We
like
actually
my
had to bleed that out.
I was,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I was hitting like my first dab ever, and I'm just on a couch like this, and there's a little coffee table, and I ripped that shit, and it was like at the time where we didn't like do the temp on them or anything, like you just heated it up and hit the dab when it was red hot. And so I tear that thing up, and I'm coughing my ass off. Now I'm like, I thought I was actually gonna die. I was like, holy fuck, bro. Like, I can't catch my breath. And I was like losing my vision. I was so high right after ripping it. And I'm looking down at the coffee table, and then the people I'm with are like, all right, let's get out of here. So they stood up and started heading towards the door. And when I stand up like this, the fucking coffee table and the floor and everything like came with me. Like my vision, my vision went to like 3 frames a second, and like everything came up, and then I felt my body turn, and I was looking at the door, and then it was just another frame of the door, and I'm gonna name drop another person. Was running
I
out
knew he
of
was gonna
the
be one of the
door.
fuckers with you.
And he was just frozen, and I started to walk towards it, and I like was walking towards him as he was like frozen in the doorway. And then the next frame was like front door right off this little 1-foot porch, and Noah's Jeep was out front. That was the highest I'd ever been, but my head super hot. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't take my clothes off then. But yeah, my vision was fucked. That was the first time my vision had ever been.
The
like
reefer
that off a
makes
dab
it
before.
clothes fall off.
He gets getting naked after the
The reefer
hit the
makes
weed.
her
We can blur
clothes
this name too,
fall off.
but you gotta worry about getting sued and stuff nowadays.
Yeah, we're well on our way.
The FCC episode is probably my top 10 actually. Now that we're
Yeah.
sitting here talking about it,
I'm a big fan of that.
the freaking FCC.
That one, and then I think the only other one that I've thought of that's kind of similar. I don't know if you guys watched Solar Opposites when it came out.
No,
But they did a whole like middle finger to Hulu episode, basically like every show that was like
Hulu exclusive?
Hulu exclusive or whatever. Like they like made fun of like Hulu has live sports, like
that's
the whole
funny.
like they go to like Hulu Land,
Yeah.
and it's like a whole like theme park.
How
whatever,
is
dude.
that? I never got a chance to watch that.
That show, dude? I think it's pretty good. I actually liked it better than Rick and Morty
Whoa.
because the subplot.
Yeah.
Like I mean, Rick and Morty kind of like some people kind of got turned off of it because everyone just kind of sucked it off anyway. But,
Yeah, of
like,
course.
The
'Cause
best
it-
episodes were
like-
super funny the first time you'd see him type deal. But Solar Opposites got this like crazy subplot. Have you ever seen an episode of it? Like The Wall? The people that got like shrunk down by the main characters, like the aliens. Like they have this whole like tier system of living like in the wall. And like they're like rats are bigger than them shit. I don't know. It was super crazy to watch. Like I was maybe inebriated a few of the times I'd watch it. And it was always one of those things. I was like,
Solar
Nothing wrong with
Opposites.
that.
damn, like, you know, this
Makes
is
shit-
kind of
make-
some like I don't know who thought of this. Like it's
Makes
just
shit
crazy
cooler.
stuff.
Every once in a while, they peddle new cartoon shows, and some of them stick and some of them don't. You know,
Yeah, like I didn't like Big Mouth. That was like another one of like the big.
that's
recent
one that I never
ones.
bought into either.
Yeah, like
and that'll
F is
probably
for
get some
Family.
hate, but
I liked it for the first 2
I was
seasons.
about to say, yeah, exactly. First 2
I really
seasons,
watched,
and
yeah,
then it
like a
started to
Yeah, I
season,
like Nick
season and a
Kroll.
half.
Nick Kroll's funny.
Yeah,
Nick Kroll's great. He's great in The League, which I think is something that like nobody has seen. I
don't
feel
think I've
like
seen
that I
that.
talked to.
Have you seen it?
You seen The League?
I've seen.
Of
the
course
League. I
you've seen The League.
rewatch it every fall.
Thank God that's like I know that because you're a fucking yeah. That shit when I first watched it, and I never had played fantasy football anyway. I just loved it because everybody in it is so incredibly talented. and
Oh,
it's funny as
it's
shit.
one of like the funniest like. It's one of my favorite like friend dynamic type shows
Yeah.
that like exists. Like
Yeah,
the
it's-
way
I mean,
they
it's-
treat each other, it feels so
It's
realistic.
genuine. Like it's
Yeah.
really like one of the only like group of guy friend shows, and like shout out FX because they let them do whatever the fuck they
Yeah,
wanted.
no
like
kidding.
it is unfiltered and funny as shit. Like Nick Kroll, John LaJoy on there,
Mm-hmm.
who's funny as hell. God, what's the bald guy's name? He's you love to
the
hate
guy
him.
that plays Andre. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I've seen a lot of the different people like from that show, like outside. And Nick Kroll is like the big one, obviously. Like you'll just like see them pop up every now and then. Dude, they got so many cameos on that show too. Like I feel like
Yes.
nowadays cameos are so much bigger, but like they had Marshawn Lynch do a joke about like throwing the ball on the 1 yard line when he was still in the NFL. Like,
was
he had
still in the
retired.
NFL.
Like,
Yeah.
and
So
it was
cool.
about like them like throwing a beer like on the beach and like
yeah.
literally starts a fire, like because they should have just walked it out, like ran it over to
Just
him. You know,
walk it
They're-
over.
they're
Just
so
walk it over
close.
to me.
And no, they were super damn creative with that show. And they had dude, the buy-in was nuts. Like they had studs galore. Like Matthew Berry's on it like 3 times a season. Like the
Such a
fantasy
funny-
guy. But
that
great
was a
show.
great show. That's why you guys do the fantasy thing. So
As do you.
I mean, yeah, but I suck ass at it.
You're having a time.
Live and Let Otter is not having a great year. Sitting at 1-4 currently.
Team Breezy's pretty focused at 4-1.
Oh wow, yeah, really dominating the league, huh?
Pretty
no,
focused.
but the conjecture is that you've had a easy season. The haters are saying.
Right.
That-
The haters have been talking.
Right.
That reminds me too. How are we doing with Wee Man's Warriors? I got to come to my first game the other night.
Wee Man's Warriors. We
Playoffs
had
on Monday.
Yeah, we had a doubleheader on Monday.
Talking about playoffs? Playoffs?
Yeah.
No, we had a doubleheader on Wednesday.
Yes.
We had a doubleheader on Wednesday. We played at Otter Park, thusly named because I own Huff Lane. First, we played the Botetourt Bowl, actually. We played against some a team full of young Botetourt boys who, honestly, shout out to any of them. If you guys are listening, great program you guys have got. You're better than we were when we started. You remind me a lot of us, and they are going to be better than us in time, honestly, because those kids they're probably better athletes overall.
Stop the glazing. False.
No, I don't know, man. I don't
False
know.
and
On the
I don't know.
team on the
I don't know.
rise?
They
Fuck
got
them
some
guys.
athletes, dude. They got some
Fuck
athletes.
them kids.
Eventually, we'll get old,
Them
man.
kids, they all graduated with him.
Who's on this team?
Oh, for real?
I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't.
Fuck them kids. Oh yeah, those are my guys.
One day I'll have to
Fuck those
retire. My
guys
body
at
won't
my
make it
age.
much longer.
Huh?
One of them can take my spot when I inevitably retire.
You're getting up there in age. I mean, it's about time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a weathered like Brett Favre.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, just in a pair of like well-fitting
Levi
Wrangler
jeans.
jeans.
you put
Wrangler,
Wrangler, motherfucker.
Sorry, yeah.
Wrangler jeans, damn it,
Stealing
and
money from the-
Percocets
Stealing money from the Mississippi government,
and
sending your dick to reporters.
Vicodins.
you're there
Yeah.
for one reason. Yeah, like Brett Favre. I mean, you put butts in seats, man.
Yeah.
You sell tickets.
Yeah,
I'm here to steal money from the government,
I'll be
and
like-
any
I'll be like
journalist that
B.
covers my
Favre,
team that's a
dude.
woman is going to see my penis.
Be taking a fistful of Vicodins and
Wranglers.
a fifth of vodka just to go out
Is
there
that- is that
and go
factual?
two for
Yes.
two for
Oh, shit.
three
All
from
Never heard about that.
from the plate.
Who's showing their dick?
Brett Favre.
He shows his dick to female reporters.
Yeah,
Apparently.
that
He got
was
his
a
dick
that
out?
was a thing.
Was it like
when
a
he was
Louis
still
C.K.
playing.
getting his dick out? Like it was a gag? Or
Yeah,
like
he had, like,
was like,
uh,
oh, I'm so fucking hard, check me out.
Why is it that everybody we knew
I don't
and loved
I don't know.
is just a
Just
shit
gets their
guy?
cocks
Off the
out.
top, and
Fuck.
I don't want to be canceled here, so like I can't remember if it was like a harassment situation or something where like it was like consensual and they
Right.
got leaked.
Yeah.
I don't remember off the rip.
No, of course.
But that did happen.
Yeah.
And then
Like, come
the
on.
crazy one was the Mississippi one because like
Well,
that's
yeah,
where he's
yeah,
from. He's
Oh, he
living
took all
there.
that money.
And
That's
they
the real
literally-
one, yeah.
They embezzled like 7 figures worth of taxpayer dollars from like the poorest state in the country
would ever suspect old B. Favre?
for like gym upgrades and athletic upgrades for wherever the hell his daughter goes to school.
That's
Like,
exciting.
Crazy stuff. Because he's like, taxpayer dollars. Like
He's
my
like, "Come
daughter
on,
needs
man."
elite volleyball facilities.
I was a
And
star
Wrangler's still
football
not paying me
player.
enough.
Sounds like hell of a
The
father.
Green Bay Packers, man. Why don't you just
shout
give
out
my
Brett
daughter
Favre.
a little bit more money?
Hey, Green Bay perennial quarter. Like, I think we have to start watching now. Like Jordan Love in like 13 years is going to be a psychopath.
Yeah, probably.
Like Aaron Rodgers seemed pretty normal when he was first in
It's
the
the cold
league and
weather, I
MVP
think.
and everything. And like
Yeah.
now he's Achilles exploded and going on Pat McAfee every week, like challenging Travis Kelce, who's actively playing like to vaccine debates like, all the time. Like it's like no matter where you fall on that side of the aisle, it's just like that's pretty crazy.
That's an all-time one-liner.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a Donald Trump one-liner.
Oh, Rodgers still has the charisma.
Pfizer over here. Great guy, but he loves getting poked. All right, he loves getting stuck. Mr. Pfizer, great guy.
No, it really is.
With this man.
No, I mean you're spot on though.
That's such a
So
deep
many
Trump
left turns.
diss.
We've
But
had so many left
I
turns
think
tonight.
that's what the discourse has come to, man. Just
If
because
Jordan Love is still a Packers quarterback in like 12 years, he's going to be like anti-Semitic or like a misogynist. Like there's just going to be something that's like
He's a great guy, but he just
he's a
doesn't
good
support
guy, but
women's
there's one
rights.
thing that's really off about him. Like there's one box he doesn't check, and it's going to be like
Yeah,
you know,
something.
that he,
It's gonna
he
be
punches
something.
babies or something.
Yeah. He's a great guy, but he loves beating the shit out of kids. I love him to death, but I just wish he would stop beating the shit out of minors.
Yeah.
Weird trait.
Yeah, he's on that path. Go Packers.
It is.
I mean,
man.
shit.
Fuck the
Yeah, I mean, good
Packers.
lord. We
Yeah.
went after the whole franchise there.
Damn, yeah. Honestly, that we may be happy.
That's
Minnesota
true.
Vikings fan.
Skull.
Hey, they fucking suck this year though. So
We
that's,
can like buy like minority ownership of the Packers. I think we just got to get a couple of dollars together.
Well, he actually tried to trade me, old Mr. Pfizer, for Captain Kirk. Strictly out of spite, I'm keeping.
In
I'm
fantasy?
keeping Kirk. Yeah.
you
strictly out of
100%.
spite.
You would have gotten fleeced. I would have made fun of you.
Well, it wasn't just one on. He offered me.
I was about to say if it was a one-off, I was about to.
He offered me somebody else. It
like
was
the best
He was trying to
quarterback.
take Pickens though too.
Can't have him.
And I was like,
he wanted
he's
Pickens
on
and
the
Kirk.
rise.
He wanted Pickens and Kirk for Kelsey.
Travis Kelce and somebody else. I can't remember who. I can't fucking remember.
Pickens has one of the funniest football fight videos ever.
I'll be honest with you. He offered me the trade, and he's like, "You got 45 minutes to accept." And I'm sitting there staring at $1.
What does that mean?
That's
I think
what I'm
you're
saying.
thinking the
I'm
GM.
sitting there at fucking Applebee's staring at $1 margaritas. Which, by the way, I'm gonna rant about that. Give me a second.
Oh,
though.
I heard about this at the
Staring at
gym
$1
this morning.
margaritas, and I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking, I'm not gonna sit here and think about football. Like,
You're
I
thinking
want to
about
think about which
Dollarita.
app I want. Yeah.
All right, well, you know what? Fuck it. We're transitioning. Fuck football. Let's talk about Applebee's Dollaritas.
The motherfucking
Go.
Dollaritas,
You know what,
okay.
Eric? Stop. Don't even start yet. What grinds your gears? Go.
Oh my gosh.
Rant.
No, like it's really, and
Talk about
all
it.
due respect to Applebee's.
No, none
You
respect.
guys, okay, no respect. No, I'm just kidding. I love Applebee's.
Nope.
I got respect for Applebee's.
Not anymore.
I have nostalgia for Applebee's.
Tell me about it.
Because Applebee's to me represents a time in America, when things were different.
Right.
It's like a really just like Hummer driving, tap out shorts wearing, like, just
for
cargo
20.
shorts and fucking flip flops. And it's just like, babe, let's go over to Applebee's and get a 2 for 20.
The 2 for 20 is outrageous. You know
Babe,
what?
I got
Some-
promoted.
and some
Let's go to Applebee's and
some
celebrate.
$1
I'm
cocktails.
being funny. That shit's dope.
And
2 for 20.
in this
crazy.
time of hyperinflation, it's so impossible that a $1 margarita even exists. So of course, I go over to take part, and naturally they come in these mugs that are like so much glass and the tiny little place where they fill them up with ice, and there's barely any booze in them, but they're $1 a piece.
Yeah.
And I really want as many of them as I can get as quickly as possible. But I think
They got to slow down the
they've been doing
service.
this for so long, right, that they're trained on it. And they've seen so many people black out and probably go into their bathroom and throw up all over the place. So, I feel for them. But, son of a bitch like me, if I'm going to sit there and eat a greasy appetizer and a full entree, shout out 2 for fucking 30, not 2 for 25. But
Inflation hits the worst.
I
time.
want one of
These
those
goddamn
little
countries.
$1 margaritas every 5 minutes, until I fucking say stop.
So how many did you have?
I ended up getting 4 before they closed out our tabs without even letting us.
Ooh.
They didn't let us decide.
Hit the max.
They basically cut us off.
Yeah, you hit the max.
Yeah, but I was blasting through them. I wasn't really sipping. Margarita's not the best thing to drink a whole bunch of. We did ask him if you can get a pitcher and just, cut out the middleman and just get as much of it as possible all at once.
Yeah, and
They said, fuck no.
The ABC literally has like a sniper on
They
the
said,
restaurant
"Fuck
when
no."
you ask that question. You're like, I fucking dare him to say.
But
yes or
it was
no.
just it was all together, you get what you get, I guess. A buck's a buck, but the buck doesn't get you what the buck used to get you.
Buck doesn't go as far.
It doesn't, dude.
$5 margarita might have had some oomph to it.
At Poncho's, when they do half price margaritas and you get a $10 margarita for $5,
Right.
you go get a Corona Rita.
That's a deal.
Yeah, you have 3
Yeah,
of
you gotta do
those.
3 of
Is that the one off the
And then
interstate?
you're a menace to
That's
society.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's
That's
$15
used to be
well
Viejo.
spent.
Okay.
You get what you pay for when it comes to margaritas.
Yeah. We're not even gonna. You could never slander Mexican restaurants because
No.
they know exactly what they're doing
God
when they
bless
serve
them.
Now
the alcohol.
Applebee's.
God bless them.
Huh?
It's now Applebee's.
They pour the fucking tequila
Factual.
in there.
The Mexican restaurants, no.
They know
know
that
how to
drunk
serve
people
alcohol.
fucking tip.
Yes.
Drunk people tip.
Damn right.
I'm just
Yeah.
shocked.
I've
they
never
cut
broken
you
off a 30% tip if I wasn't at least buzzed.
I don't know of many places that would cut you off after 4 of anything unless you just came in there.
Unless you were a
absolutely just
total
off your
pussy,
rocker.
yeah. Unless
Yeah.
you were a total absolute pussy.
Yeah, I mean, I've served you enough times behind the bar.
Yeah, that's
before.
what I'm saying.
I feel like you could handle 4
Yeah.
iced down, watery.
Yeah, what would you
margaritas.
even, how many, do you think you could concoct 4 of anything that would totally black me out?
Yeah.
I probably could, but that's totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about attempting to black you out,
scenario.
not just like a regular mixed drink.
That's
They're
what I'm
just
saying.
like, if you poured Everclear down my throat for
Well,
30
not
straight
that.
seconds.
Not that.
No, but
I'm
yeah,
just
you know
saying,
what
if I was
mean.
like, Mitch, I got $20 and I'm trying to get absolutely fucking.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
I'm trying to get
yeah.
absolutely pleased.
Unless you had the Everclear back there.
But yeah,
That's true.
That'd be a game
That's
changer.
true.
But no, I think that's the stunning part. This is where our country's come to.
Yeah.
It's not even about 2 for 20 being 2 for 30 now.
It's
The
not about
Applebee's
it.
is cutting you off after 4 drinks.
That's what I'm saying.
Who gave them the right?
That's what I'm saying. Applebee's is cutting me
Who
off
tried to class up your
before
local
I even really
Applebee's?
properly put a drunk on. Like, I didn't even get drunk enough to really enjoy my entree, which is
It's
the
not
whole
just-
fucking
it's not
point.
just eating good in the neighborhood. You're drinking
Applebee's.
good in the neighborhood.
Which is
there was no
what I'm
neighborhood anymore.
Yeah, that's what. There's no community anymore.
Eric's like, he's like, and get this. I learned this the other night because of the internet. You know, they got this thing on the newest www site. I found out you can't drunk drive anymore. That shit's illegal.
Oh, hell.
I've just been getting lucky.
They didn't even put it in the newsletter. They didn't put it on nothing.
It did not reach my mailbox. I'll
Which
tell you
one of
that
these
much.
signs out here says no drunk driving your car? Which one? I haven't seen one. I mean, granted, I can't read them, but that's what you get.
You know where you can park. You know which
No.
bathroom you're supposed to go into.
I don't
I think
support
that's fair
drunk.
statement.
I don't support drunk driving. I don't support drunk driving, Breezy. Don't try to create that narrative.
I didn't say you supported it. I said you just were ignorant to it. You didn't know.
That's right. I mean, I have been living under a rock.
He didn't have all the facts.
I live
You
under
did
a
not
rock.
have all the facts.
I know. I really. I don't. I feel so out of touch. I know nothing anymore.
You'll never be good at drunk driving if you don't practice.
That's true. That's actually what. Who said that? Was that in the Bible?
Malcolm X.
Was that in the Bible?
Is that in the Bible?
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
Yeah.
If you're too drunk
that's
to
right.
walk,
Galileo.
drive.
Galileo. Pontius Pilate.
Yeah, that sounds profound.
All of the most evil characters in history.
Bam, bam, bam.
Darth Vader says, drive drunk.
Here from the the layer of the Legion of Doom, Breezy is plotting his next plan to overthrow the world.
Man, I'll get rid of seatbelts and then I'll make everybody drunk drive. Man.
He's got a devious plan, but can he see it through? Max, clean the banana. Is coming in to save the day.
We kind of
We're
look like
throwing-
the off-brand village people over here. Yeah, literally. Every character you could have introduced in that universe just now would have
my
sounded
henchman,
like a complete.
Max K the banana, will seamlessly throw bananas onto the interstate and watch the world slip and fall.
Bum, bum, bum. Next week on the Biscuits and Gravy podcast, Evil Breezies.
That shit is downright dastardly.
Evil Breezy is going to steal the Declaration of Independence and change all of the these to penis.
Wait, what the? The Declaration of Independence.
Penis
Declaration of
Declaration
Independence.
Independence. Oh, penis United States of America? We can't let this slide.
Hey, yo, that voice is murdering me, bro.
Nick
I
Cage-
can't focus.
Nick Cage is pounding his hand on the wall right now, like, why couldn't it be me? Like,
No! Dude, Nick Cage is too fucking
that's literally
crazy,
National
bro.
Treasure 3.
What a go! Honestly, National Treasure is
What's
probably
going on?
National Treasure is one of my favorite fucking movies of all time, dude.
I'm not gonna lie.
Jumped in a
Every
portal
now and then
just
when it'll
now.
come on cable or like YouTube TV or whatever, like
I have to
and
watch
it's
it.
on.
I have to
Yeah,
watch it.
Like if my parents are like, hanging around, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just family friendly format right here.
Bro, Sean Bean plays a fucking phenomenal bad guy.
They
What are
still
we
don't
talking
know
about?
how like subscription like streaming services
Yeah.
work. So like YouTube TV is already like a huge jump for them.
Oh yeah.
So, you go a little like ABC Family, like National Treasure. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Vic and
Treasure.
Lindy,
On cable?
Vic and
Hell
Vin-
yeah.
Vic and
Oh,
Lindy
is that
will
why you guys
ride
said
with
Nick Cage?
right now.
Yeah, he said because we're
down.
talking about stealing the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, yeah, that is that guy.
We gotta steal the Declaration of Independence.
Is he the guy that rides on the motorcycle that turns into flames and a skeleton?
Oh yeah, he was in Ghost Rider. Yeah,
Ghost Rider.
Actually, right around the same time.
I'll give you the best Nick Cage movie out there, Raising Arizona.
Wow, Raising Arizona, great
All-timer.
movie.
Haven't
Great
seen it.
movie.
Great movie.
Never seen it.
Oh my gosh.
It's a weird one.
He's
but
in
like
some
a good
fucking
yeah.
phenomenal ones though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in some like back like in the like late 80s and 90s when
Yeah.
like, he was kind of becoming Nick Cage before he
Yeah,
went like
yeah.
Disney wholesome National Treasure guy.
Have you seen that?
He was in some crazy,
He's in a
crazy
David
shit.
Lynch movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking can't remember. He's in it with
No, I know
Laura
what you're
Dern.
talking about. Yeah.
And his name is like Sailor Dude. No, you gotta watch this fucking movie. It's
It's above
insane.
my pay grade. Yeah, I
Because
don't know
Laura
enough.
Dern's like, "Oh, Sailor, I love you, Sailor," and he's like, "Yeah, baby." He literally talks like that the whole movie. He's like, "I love you, baby." He's like, I'll do anything for you, baby." He's like a fucking like Elvis impersonator, and I can't remember the fucking details of it. But it
I'd
is
say
the most.
of the movies he's been in like pre like 1996.
Yeah.
Like, they're probably worth a ride.
He's a fucking
Very worth
you
the
know
role.
you know what his real name is?
Nick Cage.
Yeah.
What is? It's not his name.
No, you know what his God-given name is? Nick Coppola.
Ah,
Yeah. Nepo
switch.
baby. Nepo baby.
Hashtag not a
Great
cop.
performance
What do you mean
choice
Nepo
name
baby?
though. Oh, he's nephew of Francis Ford Coppola.
who the fuck is that?
You don't know who that is?
Here we go again with the whole Amadeus thing. Who the fuck's
No,
that?
I mean, he directed goddamn Godfather.
Okay, all right.
Francis
all right,
Ford Coppola.
Didn't care for it.
He directed several.
Dude.
It insists upon itself.
Wait, that's when the house is flooding, dude.
I did not care for the Godfather.
He's like,
Shit
I
on
want to tell you guys something. We're stuck here, and the house is flooding, and this is probably the last thing I'll be able to say to you.
No, do the bit.
I didn't like The Godfather.
They're all just like, what? Like, are you serious?
He's like, that's what you wanted to say to us, Peter?
Mitch, it insists upon
It
itself.
insists upon
What
itself.
does that even mean? It insists upon it.
When he makes Meg swim down there, and she fucking gets stuck, and she's like drowning.
No, but who's the Coppola
He's
guy?
like, what are you doing, Sleepy?
So he
He directed The Godfather.
so he did that. That's his claim to fame.
Francis Ford Coppola.
And then his
directed
son
it.
is
He also
Nicolas
directed
Cage,
Apocalypse Now, one of my
thief of the
favorite movies
Declaration
of
of
all
Independence.
time. Apocalypse Now, one of the greatest movies of all time.
What is?
Apocalypse Now,
That's the same guy.
same guy.
What's better, that or Godfather?
Apocalypse Now is better, but the world's not ready for that.
You decide.
Both movies directed by the guy that made Nick Cage.
No, I think
Maybe
he's
his
his nephew.
greatest project.
I think he's his nephew.
Oh, well,
The guy
scrap that.
Nephew. Nicholas
might have made him.
Cage. Great actor, though. I mean, did you see that one where he plays like himself, like the incredible weight of tremendous talent or something? Like
I didn't
No.
see it. I saw
Oh
the
yeah, I saw a
trailer,
preview
though.
for that. I want to see that.
Yeah, I watched it, but I was a little too fucking zooted, and I fell asleep halfway through. And I,
I think-
rented it too, so I fucking I missed out on the second half of it.
I think he's just one of those guys that, like, I don't think he says no. Like,
Yeah.
I think if you give him
He's like, yeah,
an
that would
idea
totally be
that's
fucking awesome.
if it's totally original, it could be like the dumbest sounding thing ever. He's like, yeah, we'll give it a try.
shot, yeah.
We'll see what happens.
He's
And
like,
then
yeah,
they
I'll
just
do
make
it.
like some weird movie where he's fucking the coolest guy ever.
Yeah,
I'll
but
do
he- but
anything
he-
for $1
yeah,
million.
If you can make it, if you can make it,
Yeah.
I'll fucking play any role for $1 million.
that's that Dwayne the Rock Johnson model right there.
That
he's
motherfucker
in
is
everything.
worth more than $1 million.
He's filthy rich.
yeah. You mean he's the star of Scorpion King?
yeah.
He was
Scorpion.
the highest paid actor, or he is the highest paid actor, like of all time. I think now. The
Bro,
highest
he's in, like,
grossing
everything.
actor.
Yeah, he's got to be up there.
You think
He's
there's
in
any
No,
art-
he's
everything.
like
You think there's
the
any art to what
highest
he
paid
does?
now. I think
Or do you think he just looks at acting as just like, I'm just gonna go be me, bro?
he was in the WWE.
Bro, he's an
so-
amazing actor. Yeah, WWE, bro. You gotta. Yeah, that's
no,
like
he's. I mean, that's like.
that's live acting.
I've always argued that the WWE is like the modern rendition
Broadway.
of like Shakespeare.
It's Broadway,
Oh, like a
baby.
little
No, it's like
Renaissance,
fucking.
little
It's literally
Renaissance,
like.
but it's just
well,
a
no,
lot more
because
oiled up
Shakespeare
steroids.
originally was like for the fucking masses. Like they'd pack you in there and they'd fucking perform for you, and it was like there'd be fighting, there'd be fucking, there'd be people fucking talking shit, maybe people making fart jokes, and it's like it's for everybody. Nobody's drinking mead and having a good ass time. It's like the next step to that. Like they're performance artists, but there's also like a combat aspect to it. There's like storylines.
Oh, the plots. Yeah,
Dude, the plots
go
are
crazy.
the writer room for WWE has got to be probably the most electric factory place ever. Like I don't even know how they come up with some of this shit, and it's endlessly entertaining.
We got to think if you know that like the results are typically predetermined and written, like it's got to be pretty damn good for that many
Keep
for it
everybody
to
interested.
continue as
Right,
long as it
exactly.
has. You know what I mean? Like that's like the reason I can't really like super
Right.
get into it, but I know like a lot of.
It's been going on as
Oh,
long as
they
the
love
fucking
it. They
NFL
love
has.
it.
I was so huge into
You know,
it.
both notoriously scripted. organizations for entertainment purposes. This week
hear
on the
that, Roger?
NFL,
We're coming for you, Roger.
Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are going to get together. And we're going to use it to sell jerseys to fat girls.
And there it goes.
What did you guys get? 5 episodes? This is a pretty good run.
Yeah, nah, he tried to come after the Swifties in our last episode. And
The Legion of Doom.
and we just like didn't let him. Me, Max, and Tie-Dye just cut him off.
We all said we
can't.
fuck with Taylor Swift, though.
Except for him.
It was a
No,
bit.
that's
I
all
was
I'm
doing a
saying,
bit.
Nah, you meant it.
I was doing a bit.
Get us canceled. Do it.
I was doing a bit. If I'm doing a voice, I'm doing a bit. I can't be held responsible.
That's true. The bit was just now, yeah.
That's why they're selling out so hard. They're getting the Jets and the Broncos ratings. They're getting them. Who wants to?
Hey,
The Chiefs,
Zach
Broncos,
Wilson is
didn't
electric
matter what night
factory.
it
I don't
normally
care what
used
you
to be.
say.
I could just be like, yeah, Chiefs are gonna win that game. It's closer last night than I think a lot of us expected. But
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think that was gonna be a watchable game. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, me
these
neither.
Broncos are garbage. But it's like, do you want to know if Taylor
Bronx.
Swift and Brittany Mahomes are gonna hold hands? And they hugged, and everyone was super
That's
happy
true.
about it on the Taylor Swift portion of Twitter.
It's
that
true.
kind of trickles into my NFL algorithm every now and then.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm
you
cool with
gotta
it.
keep up with them.
I'm cool with it.
Don't be a hater.
Yeah, I like that
I'm
people
not a
like
hater.
things.
I'm not. Oh, fuck you.
I'm not even talking shit
Don't
about
take
you.
that angle on me.
I'm not taking it on you. I'm just saying I like
Yeah.
that people like things.
All right, Brokeback Mountain.
It's something interesting.
Yeah. I'll call you Gape Gyllenhaal.
right.
Yeah.
The reenactment.
Yeah.
Reenactment. What's it called? The Renaissance fairs?
The Renaissance
You do
fairs.
those.
I've been to a Renaissance fair.
Right. And you wore that stoom.
I didn't wear the stoom at all. I was
Why do you have
unstoomed.
it? You have it just like for
was
safekeeping, just in
unstoomed.
case you ever need to look like a buffoon in front of people?
A buffoon.
Talking like that, he's gonna be
Is that
stupid.
what
over
you're saying? You think Cowboys could be knights, dude?
Yeah, I think they could.
Yeah. Okay.
I think guns win.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I think guns are.
Based.
I think guns are fucking lame, dude. What do you think about that?
I don't think a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
whatever.
right. Go smoke a pack of Marlboros, you fucking punk.
I'm trying to think of something to make fun of you for.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching on YouTube, you can just look and I won't have to say it.
And hopefully you're not watching on YouTube because I look like a total fucking idiot.
I haven't had my crown
actually.
since the 7th minute.
Yeah,
look-
I saw it
yeah.
fall. I was like, yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's like, pick your crown up, King.
If,
When does this
if
episode
Mitch is
release?
the Tiger King, then I am the fucking Prince of Fools.
When does this release? Because I was thinking back while Mitch was talking about something else.
We never
Yeah.
talked
We
about
never
how this is
mentioned what the
Halloween.
fuck, why we're wearing these costumes.
I thought about that too.
Oh yeah, this is
my
our
God.
Halloween episode.
I was gonna say, is this dropping around then? Because we never once mentioned why we're dressed up.
We just said we were dressed up.
Yeah,
He was like, he's a cowboy, he's a banana, he's a Tiger King.
Yeah, I guess
I'm a
in
knight. Get
you
with
know, sitting here, hindsight being 2020,
Wait.
prick.
well, no,
that we
Eric,
can
no,
always
no,
just.
no, me.
Then we're gonna shoot the promo at the top, and we'll make it pretty clear it's the fucking Halloween episode.
Me,
And so when we drop in, it'll be.
Mitch, Max, and I all dressed up. Right, Eric came from work, and this is.
Oh yeah, this is what I wear at work. Yeah. I work for a security company where I just stand outside of a fucking a dragon's lair. And I guard his magical hoard of diamonds and treasure.
You're security. You're like, oh, this guy's probably on a laptop, you know? He's literally just like,
No,
it's like one of
dude.
those like big cleavers.
I
He's
stand
like,
on a
"Who knows
portcullis and I
now?"
yell down at passersby and I tell them to getteth fucketh.
State your purpose.
State your purpose. You have no business in the Queen's court.
Who's your queen?
Sexy Red.
Sexy Red, your queen.
No, I wasn't happy with the Drake verse. I'm off Sexy Red now.
Not I, said the fly.
Yeah.
Nope.
Ski.
He like my voice, he like
get
my
it.
tongue. Red weave that match my tongue.
Well, since we talk about him every episode, how do we feel about Drake's album?
It's classic Drake, man. First day, I'm like, oh, Aubrey.
I hate
And then I
it.
listen
And
to
then
it 2 or 3
there's some-
times, and I'm like,
there's
Jesus
some
Christ,
good-
it's a fucking phenomenal
no,
song.
it's good.
I'm like,
Max?
God, this is a good album.
Yeah.
I haven't tapped in yet.
Virginia getting shouted out like
Virginia
Okay,
Beach
I was
intro?
gonna say I did listen to that song,
Yeah.
the Virginia
So
Beach song.
It's a little
I don't
bit.
know if this is factual. Maybe our viewers / listeners can chime in on this. I saw something on TikTok that there's actually like a neighborhood in like Canada or an area called Virginia Beach.
No way.
So like it's like a fluke. Is that fake? Did I get?
There's no fucking way.
Did I get punked?
Why would there
care.
be a place called Virginia Beach in
Hell no,
Canada?
I'm looking
Don't
that
care.
shit- I'm looking that shit up
Don't
right
care
now.
plus
I wanna
ratio
know.
plus 757 shout
she pretty
out.
but ghetto. She pretty but rough. She just like Virginia Beach.
Yeah, but then I saw people I know from the
That's exactly what Virginia Beach sounds like.
Have
if
you
I'm
been to
gonna
Virginia
hear the
Beach,
song.
pimp?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
It's pretty but ghetto, and it's a little
I don't know.
rough.
I feel like
But
if you were
guys are
talking about
beautiful.
some
Shout out
like
75, love Virginia Beach.
what are they talking about, like Lake
That's
Erie?
right.
It was kind of a diss though. I don't know.
You talking
757
about like
gang
Lake
over
Erie?
there.
Maybe
No,
it
I
was.
mean
I
it's,
don't
it's
fucking
not
know.
a diss. I mean I feel like you
I mean, he's
gotta-
beefing with Pusha and Pharrell, so
That's true.
don't
He
think-
put that
no.
whole ass recording about the Pusha T thing in there.
Yeah.
That's that girl complaining about the flight.
yeah. And he just did the thing with Pharrell where he like melted down his jewelry or whatever.
He could have left that fucking. He could have left.
I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
That's
you know
a good
what?
song.
That's the only healthy critique I've heard on the Drake album is it's like, and I don't know. I feel like if you're good at what you do, like stay in your lane. Like I get that, but like
Yeah.
everyone, of course, like freaked out when Jay-Z had 444, and that's like the old man's rap album, right? Like
Yes.
he grew up and he's talking about like
I love that album.
adult
Yes.
shit and everything. Oh, I love it too. It's a great album. But like everyone still rips on Drake because it's like the subject matter.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
like, I
yeah,
get
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like he's still talking about like hooking up with 21-year-old
bro.
strippers and shit like
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time. Like
He
I
does
get
his
that.
thing.
The man's a father now.
He
He's
does
almost
his
40.
thing.
Like
But
he's pushing the late 30s.
Right,
like
right.
I get it, but like I mean,
But you're
don't
hey,
knock it. No, don't knock it if it ain't broke.
Right,
what about
right.
the whole Joe Budden thing, dude?
Well, that's
That was
what his
fucking-
critique was.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like he's
He
that
said-
was
flying into the
incredible.
Insta comments.
He
Oh
said,
my God.
stop talking about 25-year-old women. You're 36, 37, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, like, I get, I guess, what he was trying to say, but at the
like, I
same
don't
time,
know.
it's
Who
like, hey,
fucking
man, like,
cares?
yeah.
I'm not Drake.
He's kind of a
so-
playboy. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
kind,
I
he's kind of a pimp. I don't know.
I don't knock it. Like
Not to
I'm on
glaze my
Drake's
guy,
side.
but he's kind of doing it. You know, it's what I've always
if you had,
said.
if
It's
you had
like,
Drake money and
Yeah.
Drake's lifestyle, like you're
Yeah.
probably just doing whatever you want.
you can hate on stuff
Exactly.
that everybody likes, but that doesn't make you like fucking cool. Like it makes you, I don't know, like
Not cool.
not cool.
Sorry, I'm trying to see if I
Bam.
get bamboozled about this whole Virginia
Dude,
Beach,
I was
Canada
I was
thing.
about to say it was like saying something about Virginia Beach in Ontario. There's like an
Virginia
Airbnb
Beach.
site that's got Virginia
pretty
Beach in
ghetto.
Ontario.
Did you go to
pretty
Airbnb for
rough.
that?
It's one of the things
It's
that
like
came
Virginia-
up.
I
It
was
was
gonna
one
say,
of the
if you did,
first.
that's smart as fuck.
It's one of the first four or five things that popped up, and I was like looking. I was like, it's just homes, but I don't know. I didn't feel like putting in a lot of effort, bro.
Correct. I need another Miller to correct the record either way. Even if it's about some shitty beach on Lake Erie
Yeah.
in Ontario, like I don't care. Like when I
We're
saw
taking our win.
When I like pulled it up the next day after it came out, I was like, Virginia Beach is the intro. Which like if you know Drake albums, typically he tries to go pretty hard in the intros. This one wasn't quite like
Yeah.
that, you know.
It wasn't
some
like
of
a-
his, but it was like wavy. It was like nice,
it's a good
nice
song.
track
It's a
and
good
everything.
song.
And I'm like, Virginia Beach, like, shout out.
My
You know,
favorite song
outside
on the
of-
album.
Outside of the Neptunes, like, you know, who else
yeah.
is putting them on? So
Yeah.
I don't care if it's in Ontario. Like, there's America.
Favorite song on the album was
America right
BBL Love.
Are you serious?
Yeah, favorite song. on the
Really?
album.
Not that I'm hating. I was just
Yeah.
surprised it was your favorite.
Yeah. They say love's like a BBL. You can't tell if it's real until you feel.
I'm not gonna lie. I love. I feel like the Yeet song for Drake is super
Kind of
abstract.
the money for fun.
That was different.
Like, I mean,
That was
Drake,
different.
Drake's always been the chameleon. Like, whoever he's gonna
Yeah.
get as a feature
Yeah.
that's hot right now, like he's gonna
can do it just
kind
as
of
good,
cop his
too.
flow a little bit, or
God,
at least
remember the
kind of
fucking
like
Smiley
try
feature?
to assimilate himself into like whatever their style is. But like, the Yeet song, like, there's what 2 beat switches in there, like,
Yeah.
Right.
It
Yeah.
goes, it
They
goes
go over
pretty
the
hard.
place.
That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite songs on it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Damn, I'll have to peep that out because I've not I don't like Yeet that much, to be honest. From what I've heard, I mean, I went through his one album where he's like the X-ray shit. Oh, there is a place called Virginia Beach. Well,
Yeah,
fuck
jury's
Canada.
still out. Virginia,
Personally, I
USA,
don't-
everybody.
Personally, I
fuck
don't
Canada,
give a fuck.
great national anthem.
Virginia Beach,
great hockey.
VA,
Cool,
repping
actually.
yeah,
VA.
big hockey.
Elite national anthem. I'm not gonna lie.
Elite.
It
Repping
beats the
VA.
Star Spangled Banner.
Factual.
Whose anthem is that?
Oh, Canada.
I thought ours was freestyle by Lil Baby.
Our home, my native land.
Do you know it?
Not all of it.
The
no.
national anthem in the United States is anything by Chief Keef, preferably Finito.
Finito.
Benito, yeah. How much of the Canadian national anthem do you know?
Literally just that off rip. I swear to God.
I was gonna get
promise.
you to sing the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the end of it just goes so hard though.
What is it?
Like it's like oh,
He's like singing. Perform right
the Star Spangled Banner. It's like and the home of the brave. It kind of feels like an afterthought.
Oh,
like,
but you
know,
fucking
like,
hold
it
that.
does
it
jump.
feels like a more traditional
hold
plot.
that
Like it's
jump.
got a like intro, rising action, climax, a little like falling action, and then like epilogue. Like you wrap it up in the end.
Could you sing the
The
whole
Canadian
national
national anthem, it feels like you're almost like, what's the next verse? Like, let's keep it going, man.
You know
like,
all the
it's-
words to the national anthem?
It's
Without
gas.
fucking up?
Could you sing it right now without fucking up? I feel like I might fuck it up.
I think I'd mess up, yeah.
Yeah.
What, Star
Really?
Spangled
The
Banner?
whole Star
Oh my
Spangled
God,
Banner.
you literally announced for a sports team. Don't start with me.
Yeah,
I
it's
just didn't
true.
mean
you see it all.
I mean, I do.
I don't know. I feel like
Fair.
even if you just talked through it, you could probably talk through the national anthem.
Yeah, but we're talking about you sing it and not mess up.
Okay,
No stuttering. Like you're
Can
performing
you still do the
on
preamble
the
to the
ice at the
Constitution?
Railyard Dawgs game.
Can you still do the preamble to the Constitution?
Yeah,
Absolutely
that dumb
not.
song. That dumb song. that they
can't?
taught
Not
you in
even
school.
remote. Is that the one that starts with "We the People"?
That's the one that starts with "We
Yeah.
the People."
Yeah,
Of
that's
the
all I
United
got for you.
States,
Yeah,
in
you
order
ready
to
for that?
form a more perfect union.
We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America.
His mom was a teacher.
That's fire. We learned that.
His mom was
that
also
was
a
like
teacher. Yeah,
8th
it's-
grade.
Yeah.
That
He
when
played,
we're all
he
about,
played
dude.
school.
No, I don't know.
Oh, I was about to say. I thought
remember.
you was shitting
Yeah.
on me. I was like, damn.
Except instead
The
of
only
providing for
motherfucker
the
that don't
common
know it.
defense, we provide for the defense of, 3/4 of the nation in the world. And, instead of promoting public welfare, we promote the welfare abroad. And,
Yo, you know what's funny as fuck? Actually, in a history class in 8th grade, so the same year we learned the preamble, this is back when chode was like a funny ass word. I was in.
I'm laughing right now.
I was
Chode
in-
was having a moment.
Chode is still a funny ass word. It always will be.
This
Boy,
was
geeking.
the prime
Chode
of chode,
or-
though, as
Or
described by
chud, which I like to
Max.
use now. Chud, I love.
Did y'all ever have Miss Yates by any
Oh
chance?
my!
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
think so.
God.
Yeah.
I had Miss
Yeah.
Yates that
Everybody
year,
watch it.
and
Elm.
Donnie Deskins or Ethan Deskins was in that class, and we were saying that word out loud, and she was like trying to Urban Dictionary it or whatever, like look it up. She was like, if I look this word up and it's a bad word, you go into the principal. And I like played it off. I was like, nah, it's like a cuisine dish with like rice and sausage. We just think it's a funny word, so we just use it for
No.
other stuff. Yeah, it's a chorizo.
A sausage cuisine, and you got away with it.
Dude, the worst one
She
I ever
didn't
saw.
look, yeah.
When I was younger, I used to get to the high school because the buses would bring us over there, and I'd hang out in my mom's classroom until she got off because I'd ride home with her. So obviously before I drove or anything. And there were like some it was like a nutrition and wellness class she was teaching, and they were doing this thing where they would design cereal boxes. And there were these two fucking mischievous dudes in there, just, two classic, like, troublemakers. and again, I didn't know at the time what this meant, but this is one of those things where you have, like, an epiphantic realization, like, looking back that something was, like, an incredible
That's
gag.
insane.
Yeah. So they called their cereal Mike Hunt O's. MikeHuntos. Mike Hunt O's. And for some reason, my mom didn't get it, dude. So she let him do the whole thing.
Mike Hunt.
I
Sounds like a good
I remember it
reputable character.
clear as day. Because the kid did
American?
really good box lettering.
Blue collar.
He was like, because I think the kid did fucking graffiti or something. Did great box lettering. So I'm looking at it. It's a well-designed box. Says Mike Huntos. I can remember it clear as fucking day. And I remember my mom a couple like a week later or so was like, that was a really dirty word, and like they're gonna get in a lot of trouble for that. And it was a really dirty joke. And I was like, what? Like, what was it? Like, it was just a guy's name. And she's like, no. She's like, I can't explain it to you. And later on in life, I learned the whole, you know my cousin Michael Hunt. He goes by Mike, like, dude. You know, like,
adolescent Eric. He's like, Mom, can you explain the joke for me, please?
Dude.
And like, I don't even know if we can say that. There's a lot of words you could probably say on here. That's almost one of the unforgivables.
That's
The Huntos.
That's unforgivable. I can still remember. I can remember the first place.
Like, and his mom has to like explain to him that joke.
It has to like break it down.
That's a tough one.
Has to break it down.
Parenting 101 right there.
I can remember the first place I ever heard your mom use. First place I ever heard it. Or no. First place I ever heard that's what she said. I was at Cloverdale baseball field. Can't remember what for. I can't remember who said it. But it was fucking Cloverdale baseball field. It was somebody's older brother said like, oh, that's what she said. And I was like, holy shit, that's the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard.
That's the one. That's the one right there.
You're like, I can't wait to say that after every fucking thing that everybody says.
Like you're in the presence of greatness. Like it's like the LeBron James Nike commercials. You were like, we are witness.
We are witness. I'm like, I am taking this back to Troutville Elementary.
She said.
Did y'all go through that weird phase in elementary school where like you weren't cussing, but you would like, you'd say like, oh, bleep that, or like, you just went straight into cussing?
We were scumbags.
Straight into the words.
We were setting firecrackers inside of people's storm doors when we were like 10.
Yeah, we didn't get into we didn't get into cussing till like probably 4th or 5th grade.
Hey, quit fucking cussing.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Hey, no cussing on this podcast, all right? It's a family podcast, all right? We want to appeal to all ages, all demographics. You know, no cussing, damn it. No fucking goddamn cussing, motherfucker. So, apart from being the announcer of the Railyard Dawgs, you also, in the off-season, moonlight as one of our favorite bartenders at one of our favorite bars in the world, The Hangout. Shout out The Hangout. I don't think we've talked about it enough on here. But seriously, you're a phenomenal bartender as well as a phenomenal media personality. So how did that come to be, and how do you enjoy playing that role?
I honestly love it. The Hangout's one of the coolest places maybe like I've ever worked, like any kind of job. I've worked a bunch of different jobs, but I started working service as my first job, the Glebe. Shout out the Glebe. I feel like half of Botetourt has worked at the Glebe at some point, whether like dining services or if you're like you're a nurse, like you end up working at the Glebe. Like I don't know. I know a bunch of people that have worked over there, had family over there. But yeah, that was just something like a few summers when I was home, like I would do service jobs. Some years I had different jobs. And when I was back, like after I graduated in COVID, and like there wasn't much of anything hiring, especially for what I had just gotten a very expensive piece of paper for. Yeah. There were no minor league sports, and if there were, they weren't hiring. Mm-hmm. Like it was very limited to like the states that had it open that year, and then like we didn't even play that year. The Dogs didn't. So yeah, I was back at 419 and working in the JSMG company, which God, they suck. But I had great people at 419 and Corned Beef, same company. Frankie Rollins downtown, same company. So worked there some, and then yeah, I started with the Dogs in 21 in that fall, and was gonna go back, and kind of some weird stuff kind of happened that I don't think should have. Like I trained half the people that worked at 419 at the time of this, and I was at the Hangout like complaining about like having to deal with this crap where I was like done with my first year, like, and my job cuts off when the players are gone, because that's just a huge part of my job is kind of being that liaison between the players and the fans, front office, whatever it is. I was at the Hangout, and Lauren was bartending. God, I mean, she's the best. Shout out Lauren and Lori and the Hangout for sure. I know you already hit that, but I've known her for forever. Like she was a year older than me. Grew up, went to Botetourt, the whole deal, and she was like, "We need people." They had me in there the next day, filling a nap, and I think within 3 days I was training, and then kind of the rest was history from there. I worked a ton there last summer, so summer of 2022, and then this summer, we had some other stuff going on. We moved. I got to travel a good bit, which I didn't do the summer before, but I'd work over there when I could. Like I think serving, like especially with the type of job that I have, mainly like keeps you sharp. You're talking to people. Like I'm very much a people person. Like love getting to interact with people that I see a bunch or maybe don't see as often, whatever the case is. And dude, I mean, the hangout, it's come along. I think they were building the roof for the outside stage in the backyard my first week there. And like, I would have to wake up Lori in her car with her car on with the air conditioning going because she was sleeping at like 1 a.m. because she had been outside for 10 hours building a stage.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just, yeah, they're great there. Like they keep trying to just say what's next. Like, how can we make it this cooler little
place is
spot in
incredible,
Hollins?
Incredible.
Yeah, I can't imagine even having like do like downtown stuff anymore. Like I have almost no desire to because I'm like,
You got your spot.
hang out's home turf.
what's
Like
the
I
your
work
spot,
there.
right?
I like on a given night, I know a good amount of people in there, and
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, it's safe. You know,
Where
maybe that's the day and age we're living
everybody
in, where it's,
knows
just,
your
it's safe. It feels like home. So
boom.
that's probably the best compliment I can
Yeah,
give
you
it.
never know what's gonna go down at corned beef or some shit like that.
Literally, I
Or
mean,
Sidewinders, apparently.
Yeah,
I
'cause
mean,
I'm there.
Martin's
Tearing
even.
shit
I
up,
mean,
boy.
I've
Yeah, we
heard
be in
of
a
some
booth
guys getting some
freaking
bombs
out.
off at Sidewinders.
We be
I've
in a
heard
booth
of it.
partying.
Maybe even seen a video before of some guys just getting some bombs off at Sidewinders. That's the word on the street.
We shit on
Dudes got
Sidewinders.
stabbed in there and everything.
We shit on Sidewinders last week.
Yeah, we did. Eric declared war on them.
Probably first episode.
No, well,
right?
tie-dye episode 3.
Well, we did that one, but then the
Ron
precursor,
episode,
Eric
yeah.
did a 2-minute rant
It
on
was the
too.
rant. It wasn't two whole minutes.
That kid's a scumbag.
rant.
Anyway.
We definitely shit on them.
I'm not hating. I'm
kid's
good.
They're gonna ban us.
Yeah.
It's a matter of how well we distribute our podcast.
I think
so
that,
when they ban us, that's when we know that we've really hit the
Sidewinders?
Yep. There's
I think that Sidewinders should
Watch
sell
what you say
T-shirts
there's video
that
evidence
say
Eric hates them.
Sidewinders
I love
where
you guys.
dreams go to die.
Ooh, and now you're gonna be on that
badass.
list too.
That's okay. Look,
Wait, what did he say? Say it again.
where dreams go to die.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's
And,
you're
like,
gonna be on the
so
list.
it's one of those places that like
God, we
I,
are
I will
really
say I don't
attacking
typically have like
Pod hates
terrible
them.
times there, but it's one of those places. It's like it's kind of annoying that you have to go to, and it's like $20 cover for some band that you're never gonna listen
That's
to.
exactly right.
And they send you through like you're going through Alcatraz, and then still so much. There's 10 cops in there, and still everyone's getting like punches off. People getting like so same shit still goes down as everywhere else. You're
Yeah, they
paying
don't
more.
stop
that's a
anything,
fact though.
They
wow,
play the same
I never
music.
thought about it like
And
that.
it's
That's exactly what I
It's one
thought
of
in
those
my
things when you're 21 and
I never
22,
thought about it
Sidewinders is a
like
blast. And then like you do Sidewinders enough times and it's like I've seen everything I can see there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'll go when my friends are going. So I'm like, it literally is when you're gonna go to Sidewinders at this point, and
Right.
I'm almost 26, where I'm like, yeah, I guess, because it's literally where dreams go to die.
But I'm
like,
gonna
you
yeah,
just
and
like,
that's
I
facts.
guess this is where my Friday night has to go.
But I'm
Okay, yeah.
and
to see the
that's
people I want to
facts.
see.
But I'm gonna tell you, and you know why? Why do guys go there? Why do they go there? Do they go there? What do they go there for?
The biddies are out.
Ass.
get
They are there
pussy.
for ass.
We're here to get
Because-
The ratio is
They got no
whatever reason-
ratio. Dude, the ratio is fucking so
It's
bad.
strong.
I mean, yeah, no,
for Roanoke, Virginia, it's strong.
yeah.
It's a lot of guys
202
out
upstairs
here.
used to be like that.
A lot of dudes out here.
I'm aging myself. I was barely.
I
in the
shout
back
out
end of
202. 202 is
I
my
love them.
spot.
They're a
Corn-
sponsor.
Corned beef, I still got a lot of love for. Awful Arthur's.
No, I'm
Martin's.
like Awful Arthur's.
Awful
We love
Arthur's
you.
is lit.
We love you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
Nah,
is.
bro. It's not.
Private
Nah,
event status.
Nah,
That's a top 5 bar.
nah.
How? Why you not like Awful Arthur's?
It's a little sketchy, bro.
Hey, okay, let's not burn our bridges on the bar front, all right? We got one. We got one enemy. We got one enemy.
Waffles is great.
I'm
No,
shouting out everybody else. Max is the one
Waffles
that's
is
Oh,
great.
like
no, I got
I don't want
questions.
anybody to
I
hate
got
biscuits
questions.
and gravy.
Waffles is great.
When I
In
went
fact-
in there,
In fact,
like I
if you
gave
have a
my
bar,
ID,
Yeah.
and then big ass security guard came up and asked me for my ID again, like 20 minutes later, like just on some really weird
my
shit
goodness.
or whatever. I was like, bro, what the fuck?
you are a
Like,
sketchy character.
I mean, look, you're a
I
goddamn
might go
banana
bananas
with
in your bar.
sunglasses.
Bro, you're
I
what
might fucking break something.
you're what
I
George
might
is so
smoke
curious
weed on your
about.
patio. And I did, and I think that's why he questioned me.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, that's why.
I think
Fuck you.
most,
Sitting here talking
Fuck
shit.
that! Everyone was smoking
Yeah.
weed
Most of
out
the
there. I
bars
was like, "What? You
downtown-
gonna question me out of everyone?"
Yeah,
most of the
yeah,
bars
I-
downtown,
yeah,
I
we
feel
know
like they're
what
good
this
people.
is.
Like at the surface level, they do the right thing.
Yeah.
But it's just like downtown itself is just it's changed. The
Yeah.
only place that gets on my nerves is Sidewinders because, like I said, they have it set up like it's a freaking operation there, and you're paying for the operation.
I'm
like,
good at-
God
damn it.
damn it. the
I'm
fuck
good-
I can't. But like it feels like it's like so official, and then you go in there and you'll still
He's
see
on the list now.
some just crazy stuff going on. And it's
don't
just
know
like,
how we got
why are we
into
doing
this.
that? I don't have to pay for that at Fork in the Market. And there, I would think a million fights would happen because you're nut to butt the whole time.
Yeah.
Fork in the
It's
market
It
is
doesn't even
lit.
happen there.
That's another another good
Fork in the
bar.
Market
Shout out
always
Fork in
smells
the
like
Market.
BO, but in a fun, endearing way.
Yeah, and
Fork
like
in the
a
Market is
and
lit.
like a that's your uncle who just
Yeah.
hasn't showered in 2 days.
Yeah, it's a lot of people's uncles. In there.
Fork in the Market has got to be the busiest place consistently throughout the week that I've seen.
Yeah.
It's
Throughout the
you-
week, it's crazy.
You
It's the
can
highest-
pull up on a Tuesday, on a
It's
Wednesday,
lit.
on a
It's
Thursday
lit.
night. There's
That's
tons
facts.
of
They
people
should
Fork
let
in the
Biscuits
Market.
and Gravy
PBR
host
seller
a stand-up
per
comedy night there.
capacity, like in the state, and I think maybe in the
Kill
country
Tony
at one point.
episode.
Holy shit, I didn't know that.
At one point, at least in the state, maybe even in the country, they were the highest selling PBR bar per capacity, either in the country or in Virginia.
That's
either way, it's
incredible.
pretty damn
What
impressive.
an
are
incredible
PBR.
award.
That's Pabst Blue Ribbon Bar through.
Yeah, they
and
both
through.
said
bless
there's,
'em.
there's signs in there to say that.
Oh, they got
bless 'em.
plaques. It's
yeah,
not
they
just
got
a
Really?
or you know what I mean? Yeah,
They're,
yeah, yeah.
they're
Really?
plaques.
Yeah, no.
They might as well have
It's
a
not even like a gag. I think
Super
it's
Bowl
for real.
Lombardi
Respect.
of like PBR
Respect.
selling.
Respect.
That shit's $2.
Dude,
Yeah.
you're telling me on a Thursday
Yeah.
night at the Red Sox that like they're like, you can buy these other beers, but you got PBR for $2. I'm like,
yeah. Well, I pretty much
Yes.
Year round, brother.
yes.
We pretty much always exclusively drink Miller Lite. Miller Lite, if you're watching this, please sponsor us. We
No, they
need-
should.
we need that.
I'd hop on that.
You're an all
could-
We
brand.
drink it every podcast.
I could be. I could.
I brought 12.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but chat, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Thanks, chat. I think Miller Brewing owns Pabst, so
God
we
bless
wouldn't-
them.
I think we
God
would.
bless them.
We wouldn't be breaking our.
That's
our
not
policy.
that's a lateral move.
Yeah. No, as long as
know.
they own them, it's like if you're Coke sponsored, you drink Sprite.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still Coke.
That's, again,
Facts.
Yeah.
we need to find weird and creative ways to get ourselves out there. And we need to find weird sponsorships,
Blue Chew on TikTok.
We want Blue Chew.
You guys see Blue Chew?
Zen.
That
We
is-
need
that-
Blue
that
Chew,
is
bro.
a direct
We
correlation
talked
to our
about Zen
audience
last
right
week.
now. It's Blue Chew.
I want Blue
It's direct
Chew.
correlation to our audience.
We want Blue Chew. We got a bunch of soft dick dudes out here. We got a bunch of limp cock men listening to this podcast.
By the way, if you're soft and listening to us right now,
If you're listening to this and you're not hard as a
use,
rock,
use
seek
code Biscuits
medical
and
help.
Gravy for 20% off, but 120%
Go to your
more of an
general
erection.
practitioner and tell them that you listened to the entirety of the Biscuits and Gravy podcast and you never once got hard. And he'll be like, "Are you okay, son?" He'll probably do some blood work. He'll probably
blood
stick his
work.
finger in your anus.
Anus. Okay.
And then he'll say, "Well, yeah, you need some Blue Chew.
There's our ad read. That was
you need
good.
a Blue Chew."
Yup. If you don't get hard once your finger's in the anus, then
Yeah.
you need
See,
Blue
me
Chew.
personally, I take
the
I take a
official
Blue
stance
Chew
of Biscuits and Gravy
once
pod.
every 30 minutes.
Once every 30
I
minutes.
part of your
stay
platform
fully
now.
erect at all times. I stay tucked up into my pants, and I wrap myself in ace bandages so there's absolutely no slippage with the tippage, because that could be detrimental to my professional career.
What's the
And I walk around fully erect, constantly.
what's the advantage for that?
What's the advantage, Bri?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What's the advantage? You're always in fight or flight mode. Your body's fully jacked up, fully teed up. You're fully jazzed and ready to go at all times.
It's not to fight, but it's to
No, not to fight or fuck. Either way, you got to be hard as a rock.
Your hormones are crazy.
Yeah, just teed.
You should maybe talk
teed
to
up.
your
Teed
physician.
up, dude.
Blue Chew.
Yeah, I'm grinding Blue Chew up, putting it in my
snorting it.
smoothie. I just put it. I got 6 raw eggs, some two dashes of Tabasco, a fistful of green spinach, fucking
And a
18
fucking Blue Chew.
Flintstones gummies, and as many Blue Chews as I can crush up in a mortar and pestle.
You were talking about wrapping yourself up in a mummy diaper
Yeah.
for your job.
Yeah. I shit like a freak,
This is kind of in the same realm, but a little bit of a transition.
Yeah.
Remember the CNN guy during COVID that got fired for just like going to town on a Zoom call, like
Oh, beating his meat?
Oh.
dude,
Crazy, bro.
making the sausage. Like I
I feel like I
think
vaguely
about
remember.
when you've been on a Zoom call or FaceTime in your life. Like you're looking at
Yeah.
like, oh, do I have a booger? Like,
What if I beat my schmeeze? What if I start fucking?
How are you camera on? I was in Zoom for 1 semester of college.
Yeah.
I know you guys had school.
I never
during-
had any Zoom. I actually graduated before you
Well,
did.
you graduated
Mitch.
early, yeah, because governor school. Mom is a teacher.
Thank God, dude. I graduated the
young
day before my
intellectual.
21st.
He just wrote for the funny pages, bro. It's all good.
But you know what I
Yeah.
mean, where it's like you would just no camera it all the time if you could in
Yeah.
a Zoom class.
Yeah.
Like you just
If you can get away
you
with
could
it.
do that if you were in a class you can get away with. So I don't know how you could be in a situation where either A, you could have been no camera but you're not, B, you had to be on camera and you find yourself jerking it
Beating your schmeat.
and having to go on and be like, I pride myself as a man of faith. As here's a deep drive into left by Castellanos that's gonna make it a 4-0 ball game on CNN. How do you do that?
That's crazy.
You're
Did
like
you see
delivering
him
the
do that
you're like
again?
delivering the news. You're like, there was the 17th mass shooting in 15 days, and
Nick
also
Castellanos
I'm
hits a
really
ball.
sorry that I basically was filmed going to town in front of my colleagues. Should have never happened.
That's funny as shit.
How does that
though.
happen?
Well, because I don't know. Maybe he was like looking at somebody that was on the call or
Too
something.
much blue
but
chew?
Yo,
was
that whole
absolutely
staff
just
found that funny as fuck. Yeah,
abusing
too
his
much
fucking
bullshit.
ween on
Too
there.
much flu chew? I mean, that
That's
guy.
insane. Yeah, I OD.
If we're talking about
on dick
being ready to
pills.
go at all times, like he lost everything.
I'm rhinoed up, dude.
He couldn't wait
Rhino
15 minutes for the call to end.
Oh shit, that's a good story for the pod. I was on the way to a softball game, and I was at the restaurant, or not the restaurant, but the gas station, like right there before you cross the bridge.
Yeah.
It's like
the
always
left.
got some mischievous characters around it.
Yeah, shit's
But I go in there and I get a case of beer and whatever, and there's a guy checking out, and he puts the beer up on the thing, and he's like, "All right, this doesn't have a price over there, so don't try to fuck me, because you always try to get me." And I'm just like, "What is this guy? What is this guy on?" And the guy's like, "Oh, he runs over and he like does a bunch of calculations on a fucking like calculator." He's like, "This is the total right here." And the guy's like, he's like 23 fucking 49. He's like, shit no. He's like, you're doing that damn thing again. He's like, you try to get one over on me. He's like, I'll give you $17.99. And he's like, no. The guy's like, no, I cannot do that. And I was like, this is gonna get testy.
Negotiation.
And the guy's like, he's like, man. He's like, I can't pay more than damn $18.99 for this pack of beer. And the guy was like, he rings it up at $18.99. I was like, I've never seen anybody
Haggle.
negotiate at a fucking gas station. And then the dude's sitting there, and I'm flabbergasted because I'm like, what the
You're
fuck
going
did
up
I
next,
just
like,
watch?
negotiate your $20 of cash and gas and your
I just
Gatorade.
watched a real, honest to God, like alpha male pull a fucking full on move out there. And
Storage wars him.
He's like, he turns around, he's like, oh, me and this guy, we're cool, man. He takes care of me with the rhino pills. And I just
Best I can do is
geeked out. I was like,
$19.
no. I was like, somebody ran a funny gag on me in public. I was a bystander. I loved it, dude. It's such a fun little. Roanoke is like that because you get it. You go to the right places and you don't shy away from like the dirty, dingy spots, and you're presented with the just the most fun little moments. That's why I love the hangout, dude. That place is just full of the craziest characters, dude.
That's probably one of my most valuable positions, at least in the eyes of the players, is just saying like, hey, like, this is how this place is. This is how this place
Yeah.
is. That's
Stay away from here.
The extra value. Yeah, don't come to this part of town.
Yeah, stay away from this bar.
Not a small town.
Don't go to this bar. I'm gonna stop naming bars names because I really don't want to get blacklisted from anywhere.
But no, it's not even just that. Just food, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's the one nice thing about being, in a place you grew up in, you're familiar with.
That's
you
what
know
you're
the ins
we're
and outs.
locals, bro. We're as local as it fucking
know.
gets.
You know what you know, and there's only a few people
Yeah.
that may know more about that.
Now we're the only music and comedy podcast in the Roanoke Valley. I'm stamping that. I don't think there's anybody out here that can fucking
You're the
challenge
best.
us on
I mean,
that.
if there is another one,
If there
sure.
is, we're the goddamn
who
best.
cares?
And
Get in line. Get in line.
yeah, that makes us like super locals.
There was a couple
We're
podcasts,
like a different
but
tier of local.
I don't know.
Who else was running podcast game out here that you know?
Well, there was one called FM Catalogs, but they were all the way out on. It's like Bend Mountain.
Oh,
Y'all know
that's
where that
basically
is? Or
Bend
like
Mountain,
past
yeah.
Cave
That's
Spring
basically
or
North
whatever.
That's
Carolina.
almost Franklin County, yeah.
Okay. But they stopped doing their work. There was another one called like Soup with something, or
another
like
food one.
in a
Fuck.
room with soup or something. But they were like a band-oriented podcast.
Well, that's
so
cool.
The
they were-
branding Arbor Biscuits and Gravy is shivering in his boots over here.
I don't know if they're. I don't know if
Competition
they're still
research.
running. I don't know of any podcast in
No, because
Roanoke,
all
to be
the
honest.
research I've done has been on other podcasts named Biscuits and Gravy. Our
Who's gonna
competition.
have a sports broadcaster on one week and then a rapper the next?
I think that you guys are going to
It's
end up.
definitely that one out of fucking.
Yeah,
here.
it's dead.
I think you guys are gonna end up getting into a mode though where like you're not gonna have a genre.
Yeah,
Like,
that's exactly
I
our
think-
goal.
I
It's like
think
the
you're
Joe
always
Rogan
gonna
podcast.
Yeah.
like y'all are hilarious,
It's a conversation.
easy to talk to, like
Oh, we
the
appreciate that.
musical
We appreciate
background
that.
that not only like we would just have as just people that like to listen to music. Like,
Of course,
you guys literally both artists.
both
and
artists, recording
you
artists.
doing, I mean, entrepreneur at this point,
Oh,
Roanoke
exactly.
mogul at this point. Like, I mean, doing what you're trying to do, and then y'all just you shoot the shit, man.
Yeah.
That's I
It's
don't think there's
the
a
place to be,
genre
man.
for just like talking the talk.
That's it.
Where's that genre on Spotify?
It's hard to
You'd be
find.
number one.
Ooh, it's a good wrap.
As our you know as the head of the marketing department for
Talking
Biscuits
that-
and Gravy,
talking that
it's
talk.
hard to find that lane. But if you found us organically and you weren't just sent the podcast by one of us,
That's perfect. Keep rolling.
please
There it
please
is.
interact with us. Like we really appreciate all the interaction that we've had so far. Everybody that's reached out. I really cannot state, and this is again where I get to be sappy and fucking and genuine and not ironic and say that literally everybody that's reached out, everybody that showed love, everybody that's even just liked our pictures, everybody that's given us a listen, we really appreciate it. And I really appreciate everybody that's come up to me and said things about the podcast. It makes me feel really fucking weird that there's people listening to us and there's people out there. So if you're listening to this, we really appreciate you. We really appreciate you for tuning in for our Halloween episode. We got some fucking weird looking boys here. I got some cartoon ass boys over here. Cowboy Breezy, you fucking Hall. I got the thing that George has been so fucking curious about over there. The big penis emoji. I got the king of cougars over here. The fucking the king of cougars, the prince of the hangout, the absolute spout from which my Miller Lite comes. And we're here signing off, and we really appreciate you for tuning in. And as always, tell somebody that you love them, and don't be a fucking prick.
That's the only message that I wanted to hear at the end.
That's
Don't
all
be
we
a
wanted to
fucking
see.
Do the damn thing.
That was a good app. Good app. Good app. GDOD. Get dough or die, partner.